Two men. One pod. Unapologetically unfiltered. To quote Ridley Squat.
Ridley Squat.
It's the Unfiltered Idiots podcast with Jay and TJ. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Unfiltered Idiots podcast. It is the 23rd of the 9th, 23. This is episode 4. Who'd have thought someone had let us be on the air for 4 episodes talking the bollocks that we talk, TJ?
Yeah.
Talking about TJ, I'm Jay. I'm Jade, Firefly Zero. I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful co-host, TJ, the proper TJ.
Hello.
Hello, mate. How is things over in down yonder?
Over where, down yonder, up there,
That's
over
it.
there. Yeah. Ticking on by. A little bit of a stressful week, work shit,
Yeah.
family shit, just all just seems to pile on at the same time. Be looking forward to the end of this week.
Stream that it comes in threes.
Oh mate, yeah, just wave after wave. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of this week. I'll be honest with you. I'm hoping next week's gonna be. But it's not because the same issues, especially the work issues, are still going to be there. But hopefully everything else seems will start to sort itself out. And
Oh, it's all you can really hope for, mate. To be honest, all you can really hope for.
Yeah.
Talking about that, have you done anything other than be stressed this week that you want to mention?
I played my first ever Souls-like game on stream.
Oh, yes.
I played Lies of P, which is a
Lies of Pi, like you kept saying.
I was calling it Life of Pi or Lives of Pi,
yeah.
everything but what it's called, Lies of P. It's a steampunk Souls-like game set in the world of Pinocchio. Free on Game Pass for anyone that's interested. That's the only reason I played it because I wasn't paying money for it. But yeah, my first ever foray into the Souls-like world, if you will.
How did you find it, mate? How did you find it? I mean, I know, but just for the listeners, how did you find it?
So when people said to me beforehand, like Laura, get ready to rage, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna breeze this. Oh my fucking god! If I had a death counter, I think I would have broke the world record for it. It's like no other game I've ever played, no other style of game I've ever played. It's it took me so long to get to grips with the whole combat system because it's just so different to what I'm used to. But
very unforgiving, I find those.
Yes. But I massively enjoyed it. I got a little bit stressy when fighting that, whoever that geezer was with the cage. The puppet master geezer, yeah, but largely I enjoyed. Considering I died a lot, I still really enjoyed the game. And it looks beautiful. It plays very, very well. So yeah, I'm gonna persevere and play a little bit more. But yeah, that was good.
I'm shocked that you didn't know, because obviously I know you're heavily a PlayStation sort of player yourself, and it borrows heavily from a Souls game. You call them Souls game because of the developer, which from Software, and they made probably their most popular game on the PlayStation 4.
So Bloodborne. Yeah, never played it.
Yeah, I'm shocked about that. I mean, because that game borrows heavily from Bloodborne.
Never interested me, to be honest with you. I was never that just doesn't appeal to me. So I especially growing up was like, I know what I like. This is what I'm playing because I know I like this, and I'm not like
FIFA.
Well, no, it wasn't just. I've been playing FIFA today. No, I haven't. I've been playing EAFC 24. Literally playing it today. No. It's a 10-hour free trial because I have Game Pass, and Game Pass gives you EA Play, and so you get 10 hours free. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to play some FIFA. I haven't played FIFA in nearly
manager mode in there again.
Yeah, it was career mode in it. So yeah, it's in there. I tell you what, considering they've lost the license with FIFA, it makes you wonder if the changes that they've made, the game still relatively plays the same, but it's got some cool new features. And considering the game hasn't really changed, I played FIFA 23. I did the 10-hour trial of FIFA 23. I did it with 22. The games are very, very similar. They didn't really change much at all. This has got quite a lot of little changes and bits and pieces that have added. Makes you wonder if they were holding back on what they could actually produce because they were tied in with FIFA, and now they're doing their own thing.
Possibly, or because they lost FIFA, they realised they really have got to shift a gear because they haven't got the license to.
But they've got everything else. It's just not the FIFA name. So it's not like they're missing like clubs, player names, player likenesses. They've got all that. They've got that's all still there. Competition names all still there. It's just literally the FIFA branding that isn't there.
Cost? I bet that cost a fortune, for that FIFA.
Mate, how much money do you think Ultimate Team makes them each year? They piss all over how much that costs them. They make that back in the first month of like the new game selling just through Ultimate Team packs.
It amazes me how many people buy what I can only describe as the same game again every year, just for updated stats.
That's what I mean. It seems like they've made more changes this year to just the career mode. I don't know about the rest of it than they have done for the past few years. So it was, but yeah, I'm not going to go and pay like 50 quid for it. I'm not going to play it that much. I always buy the base because I don't bother with Ultimate Team, because if there's one game that stresses me out, it's Ultimate Team, because I want to kill the people. I'm controlling them, but they don't do as I tell them to do, the little fuckers. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? And the wife.
The same problem on Lives of P.
Well, no, I knew that was my own fault, because but this time I'm like, I pressed pass and didn't fucking pass the ball. Like, Marcus Rashford, what are you fucking doing, you idiot? Like, why didn't you pass to Rasmus Højlund? You're such a loser. Fucking idiot. Just like real life, actually. Although United won today, so we're good.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I know you were somewhat perturbed the other night. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday when you were watching the game?
Yeah, well, I was watching United buy them while I was streaming. It's never good to try and watch a football match while you're streaming live to people. No. But yeah, it was. It wasn't a great game, and we lost. But that's the story of the season so far.
The Yelts are still unbeaten. Still unbeaten.
Yeah, but that's Mickey Mouse football, that, isn't it?
It is Mickey Mouse football, but I care. It's Mickey Mouse money and all. I went to go and see, the only really thing of note that isn't me just stressing and pissed off about work and things going on at home, would be I went to go and see the Expendables 4 today. Let me tell you, folks.
The geriatric OAP fucking collective.
I like 80s films, I won't lie about it. I love me some old school 80s over the top action.
Yep.
But the wheels have come off that bus now.
I can imagine. Like,
honestly, it's like they just don't care anymore. They're just like, all right, well, Statham's taken all the money, so we're going to get a couple of other people in, some returning, not many returning, let me tell you. So Stallone's just too old to do it.
Is it just pretty much Stallone and Statham then? There's not many. It's not like the original Expendables where there was like loads of like the 80s action heroes.
No, now you've got Stallone's. Well, I say he's still in it. Stallone's partly in it.
Oh,
Statham's
really?
your main guy. Yeah, without giving away the story, because it's only come out in the last couple of days, so I'll talk to you off stream about it, because I know you're probably not going to bother about it.
Oh no, I will watch it. I will watch it.
So what's his name? Dolph Lundgren's still in there.
Yeah.
And the guy with the cauliflower ear, which you can never remember.
Randy Couture.
Yeah, Randy Couture.
UFC, former UFC champion.
Yeah. Megan Fox is in it. In this one.
I'm guessing as Jason Statham's girlfriend.
Yes, of course.
Obviously.
Who else is in there? Honestly, mate, look, let me look something.
They did it. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 where they did the whole like, I need to get a younger crew because you're all old as fuck, and they brought in like 3. It was 3. So they brought in like Ronda Rousey. They brought in Vicious Victor Ortiz, who was a boxer at the time, and a few other younger actors to go in there. And it was like, oh, okay. And they had, who did they have in 2 as their sniper? He was young. That was Liam Hemsworth, wasn't it? And then Verlaine, who was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, killed him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I mean, that's quality. Like, you're a villain and your name's Verlaine. Like, I mean, that's just script writing. Like, that's just genius. That is. There's so much like thought went into that name. He's a villain, and he's from Belgium. Villain. Sorry, what?
Diddy was in it. 50 Cent was in it.
Oh, 50 Curtis Jackson. Yeah. Well, they got a friendship now, haven't they? Because they did the Escape Plan movies together, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
50 Cent was in. Yeah,
You know
50
when
Cent was in Escape Plan. Like he was like an outside techie. He wasn't actually in the prison.
Andy Garcia's in this one. Tony Yar. Is it Yar? Jar.
Tony, is he like Malaysian or something? He's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
kickboxer? Yeah. Ong
All
Bak, I
right.
think. Isn't he the guy from Ong
Yeah,
Bak?
Ngak, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got Aiko Uwasi?
I
He
mean,
was
I may
in
know who they are, but not when you butcher their name like that.
yeah, I am butchering names. He was in the one with the tower. The tower block.
The block. The
Is
block.
it the block?
Tower block. No, hang on. Yeah, the raid. Sorry, it's raid, wasn't it?
Raid.
Raid.
That's
Raid,
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 yes.
raid, raid. I was
the
thinking
main guy in the Raid.
of Attack the Block for a second.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you ever watched the new Judge Dredd film with
Yeah.
more or less the
Carl
same
Urban.
film.
Yeah.
Carl Urban, the best Judge version.
Mate, fucking the best. Yeah. The quality Dredd.
So he was in it as well. So I wouldn't say they're scraping the barrel, but like they're obviously going for people that aren't getting many films at the moment, or at least many Hollywood films. So as I said, Statham took all the money, and honestly, it's like the arse has gone out of him. Like I just didn't care about the action. I got to be honest and said most of it I just didn't care. Just sat there in my reclining chair going. The good thing is though, I will say, hour and a half, you're in and out the door.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can tolerate, like, if it was 2.5 hours, you'd be like, fucking hell, my arse is aching because the seat's uncomfortable. And, like, you know, you got some idiot fucking eating popcorn loudly over there, just doing my idiot.
Oh, no, mate. There's only 5 people in that screening.
I was there, 5 people.
5 people on recliners. So I was comfortable, but I was bored. Yeah. At some point, like if there hadn't been explosions going off, mate,
you'd fall asleep.
Woke me up. Gone, Jake,
nudge. Yeah.
I saw it. They've won, haven't they? Because they always win.
I was going to say they're not going to lose, are they? They can't be doing that.
Exactly. So yeah, that's. I mean, it wasn't. Not that I thought it was going to be good. But I thought, well, if at least it's on level with 2 and 3.
You don't go to an Expendables film. It's the same thing with Rambo, like any fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger film, really. Like from back in the day, you don't go for the storyline or the script writing or anything. You go for the production quality of the explosions.
Yes, exactly.
You just go for violence, people getting killed, and loud bangs.
Well, it was quite shocking, and don't get me wrong, in every 80s movie it's the time. It's amazing how the bad guys go, oh, all right, he's got a knife, so I just won't use this gun against him. Oh, I've been stabbed. So, just like every bad guy.
Right. But it's all right. At the end of the film, you know, it's just like saying that when they're like, oh, let's. We can't just have a gunfight. We get the knives out. If I was a bad guy, I'd be like, yeah, we get the knives out. Bang! I just shot him in the head and killed him. It's brilliant. It's over. Like, I wouldn't be tempting fate with a fucking knife fight. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off.
I will talk to you more about that.
Like, because
it's
so ridiculous.
Happens,
well, you know what it's like. It's like, oh, we're there. We've both got guns, but no, let's derobe because they always fucking end up topless. And like, who's got the bigger muscles? Who's glistening more? And then let's try and kick each other in the head. It's like, no, just shoot him in the face, and then you've won. Yeah. It's don't simple.
Don't you love also in them films how the bomb doesn't go off until the bomb actually goes off? I mean, it's got 3 minutes on the clock, and it's had 3 minutes on the clock for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, this fight has lasted at least 11 minutes.
No, that bomb will go off when it needs to go off, which is not yet.
No.
30 seconds is 4 hours in this.
Yeah.
So fucking so there was that basically. I am, however, talking about movies. I am going to go and see The Creation. Is it Creation?
I don't know.
You've never heard? You haven't heard of that? It's
maybe, but I don't think so.
It's coming out next week. It's done by Garth Evans, I want to say. The creator, sorry, it's called The Creator.
Oh, The Creator.
Garth Edwards. And it's like, you know, well, we'll be getting onto a subject similar to it later on. About
yes, sorry, yes. With Jonathan David Washington, Denzel's son. Yes. Yeah, with the boy.
Yes.
Finds the boy. Yeah. I know. Sorry, I know. I've seen the trailers and everything for it. I know exactly what you're on about. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that next week. It's going to be 2.5 hours, so please let it be good. Because I'm an old man. I don't like sitting in the cinema for anything really that long.
He's very much so Jonathan David Washington. He came to prominence for me in Ballers, which was the Rock's TV series. Right, he played like an aging running back, I think he was Ricky something or other. Ricky Jarrett, I think his name was in that, and that's where he come. And then obviously I see him in a few films afterwards, quite decent in that. But the last few films, so he was in Tenet, and obviously he's in this, isn't he? And it seems like he's going down a very like specific route with his career, in terms of the
belt isn't bad.
Well, no, like it's very much like a long drawn out story driven film with like a point and a purpose, which is which is obviously what this is going to be, and it's kind of cool to see, to be honest, because I thought, well, I didn't know who he was at first, found out it's Denzel's son, saw him in this, I was like, he's just going to be like, he's never going to get to the level of his dad or anything, he's just going to float around doing like maybe working off his dad's name, but legit, he's got chops. Or
maybe his dad has come to him and said, look, you need to like put yourself in for these roles, in for these roles, maybe stay away from this role. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, who's going to give him better advice than his dad? His dad's made such a great name for himself.
Yeah, but his dad also gave Will Smith advice.
Yeah, well,
at the worst time possible to give Will Smith advice.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that later on.
Right, talking about that, let's move on to calendar news, unless there's anything else you want to add, Teach.
No.
No, cool. We'll move on to calendar news. As discussed last week, we are changing calendar news just a little bit. We're going to try and cherry pick a couple from the week, being that our podcast doesn't actually get released, although it's recorded on Saturday, it's not actually released until the Monday evening. So, for today, I like this one. It's finally Redhead Appreciation Day. Of course, I found this clip from Cartman.
Gingers are the chosen people, the chosen race. Think of all the great people throughout history who were ginger. People like
No.
There isn't any. Literally none.
So, to answer any burning questions, the curtains match the drapes. So, because I got asked it a lot when I was a kid, they go, so have you got... Yes. Is that which? No. It's just a hair colour. And these days, I'm going more grey anyway, because stress and shit. So, as long as I got that out of the way.
Hold on. Your pubes are going grey?
No.
Okay, just checking.
The area you want to go grey in, TJ, is never the area you will go grey in.
No, I know. It's amazing. I'm like, look at this, and I'm like, fucking hell, there's a load of grey coming through here. I look down there, and I'm like,
nope.
Where's all the fuck? Like, oh. Maybe I could cut that and
apparently
stick it
that area
here.
doesn't get stressed enough, I guess.
No. No, this is fucking happy swinging around,
His best life.
Yeah.
Living his best life. So people may ask what is special about redheads. Well, because of
Nothing.
the gene mutation.
Sorry.
We are
sorry,
alien
alien
god people. But no, it is actually down to a recessive gene called the gene mutation MC1R that causes red hair on the same gene link to pain receptors. Which also means redheads usually mean more anesthesia for dental and mental procedures. Now, obviously, that's something I didn't mention. I went to the dentist this week where he promised me he wasn't going to anaesthetize me, and then he jammed 3 fucking needles in my mouth. And you know when you feel like you had the shit kicked out of you?
Mate, you went to see the right film because you turned into Sylvester Stallone. Like, no.
I love you. Yeah, so, I mean, they tell me that, but, like... I wouldn't know, would I? Because they just go, count down from 10, Mr. Morris. And I go, 10, 9, 8,
yep.
Out like a light. So unless they've already pre-prepared, which I suspect is their job. I don't want to wake up in the middle of an operation where, like, you're having your eyeball removed. I don't know.
Why would you be getting your eyeball removed at the dentist? That would be really fucking weird.
I was talking because, well, they don't knock me out at the dentist. They just jam my face and go, just a slight scratch. And I go, oh! What fucking slight scratch do you have?
Mate, you're a pansy. Because when I go to the dentist, I'm just like, okay, yeah, it is like a scratch and it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it ain't like no melodrama like you're making it out to be. Jeez.
I play for yucks, TJ. I play for yucks. No, I'll be honest. I don't like needles in my mouth. I don't mind needles in my arm. You can give me a needle anywhere else, I'm not bothered. But needles in my mouth, I don't know whether it was from a kid that I just didn't like it. But yeah, it's that lie of it's just a slight scratch. It's an uncomfortable scratch in my gum where I don't want it, and then all I have to listen to is. Fucking, I don't like the dentist. That's probably why I got bad teeth. Most famous redhead, just to put in, apparently is Ed Sheeran. Well, can't do anything about that, can we?
I mean, yeah, probably, right? I mean, I'm just trying to think.
You've got Nicole Kidman and Julianne Moore, Rupert Grint. Apparently,
Rupert Grint's no. Nicole Kidman ain't been ginger for about 40 years, so she doesn't classify as a ginger no more. Like she dyed her hair the first time. Like she did Days of Thunder, and then she was like, I'm finally out of Australia. I can dye my hair. Like she's never gone back. So she's not ginger. She's not part of the ginger crew no more.
Deborah Messing, who I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, Deborah Messing is, isn't she Will and Grace? Isn't she the woman from Will and Grace?
Oh yeah, that might be her.
I will just. That's
a pull I haven't heard for a long time.
Yeah, it is Will and Grace. Yeah, I'm sure that's Deborah Messing.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard fucking Will and Grace be mentioned for years.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Will and Grace. Yeah.
So, question then: is Karen Gillan not a natural redhead?
Well, of course she's a natural redhead, isn't she?
Well, I thought that, but then she's not mentioned on who's the most famous redhead on it. I would have thought, Karen Gillan's got to be up there. You're gonna mention fucking Deborah Messing.
I don't mean to be funny. No one chooses to dye their hair that colour, let's be honest.
I know a girl who did. Even I, when she did, I was like, I don't know why you've done that. That seems...
she's a natural redhead. I mean, should we ask her if the carpets match the drapes?
Well, I might be going to see her, actually, at the London Comic-Con in November.
I mean, if you ask that, I don't think you'll be seeing her for long, and I don't think you'll be parading around the Comic-Con for very long afterwards. I think
to be fair, mate, when I've screamed "I love you, will you marry me?" I'm not going to last too much longer after that either.
Yeah, but she might just be like, "Oh, okay, he's a crazy nut job. Keep him away from me, but he can stay." The minute you start asking her about her actual anatomy, I think that's a step too far.
What are you telling me that girls aren't into that?
Not really. In my experience, not really.
That's probably where I've been going wrong all these years. No, maybe it's not the redhead. Yes. They do also ask the question, do redheads go grey or white? According to this, ginger hair retains its natural pigment a lot longer than other shades. So there's no need to panic about going grey. Red hair simply fades with age through a glorious spectrum of faded copper to rosy blonde colours and then to silvery white. It's a lie, kids. That's a lie. They are lying to you. I'm a redhead. I'll tell you. I'm going grey.
Yeah.
It's a big lie. Don't let them fucking lie to you. If you're a redhead, you have got a soul. It's not a good soul, and I won't encourage anything, but just know that if you get over it and just take the hits that you're gonna get, and it's the rest of your life. So I suggest dyeing it. Shave this off and dyeing this. No, I'm joking. Be happy, you redhead kids. You should never feel bad about any.
But just don't go out in the sun because you will melt.
Don't go out in the sun though. As you can see, I'm looking like a vampire on this very image, and TJ looking very more bronze than I am. But then again, he works outside.
I work outside, so I have an all year. Like the tan never fades enough. Like
really,
the tan.
Surely you don't want to be this milk bottle white.
No, that's what I'm saying. The tan. Like I will have. You've seen my feet, right? Mm-hmm. Like in the so I have to wear work boots. I wear shorts and work boots, and then when I go out, obviously, I have the work boot tan line, and I will have that through the winter as well.
My granddad used to work on tarmacking on roads, and he was basically looked Asian. Yeah. And then he'd take his shirt off, and it'd be the whitest vest mark.
I've got it here. So it's here and here is the cut-off points. It's like Casper, Antonio Banderas.
Right, moving away from redheads onto Monday, the 25th of September, is, of course, Daughter's Day. So do appreciate your daughters, kids. I know that our wonderful TJ has a daughter himself.
I do.
So what will you be doing nice for your lovely daughter on Monday?
Fuck all. No,
there we go.
I don't know. I obviously think of something. I know we're going to Chessington next weekend.
Oh, let me know if the Jumanji ride's any good. That was pretty fun.
We'll do. I don't know. I'm just gonna do what I do every day. Be there for her, love her, support her.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Just what a good parent does. Exactly.
So
trust me, mate. Not all fucking parents do that.
No, you're right. You are right about that. So on National Daughter's Day, we remember how to show unconditional love to the guardian of our family trust, our beautiful, witty, creative, and sometimes demanding daughters. For aging parents, especially a daughter maintains a level of connectivity and commitment that keeps the families together and says. Now, I put this one in just simply for TJ to remind him of more things. This time of year is a great time to be a daughter because not long after Daughter's Day comes National Transfer Money to Your Daughter's Day. Yes, they made...
That's like every fucking day in my house.
Yes, but there's a dedicated day. October 6th is an entire day devoted to daughters getting some extra pocket money from their parents.
Fucking extra.
So
bleeds me dry as it is. Fucking hell. Bleeds me dry as it is, mate. Jesus. If it ain't like, Roblox and Robux even, and it's like...
That brings us on to Thursday, the 28th of September, which is Ask a Stupid Question Day.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Now, it's not as bad as it sounds. It is more for teachers and their students. Obviously, they're trying to encourage people that there are no stupid questions, just stupid people. No,
that's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. There is definitely stupid questions and fucking stupid people.
Yes, both. Very much so. But it's to encourage children. It started in the 1980s. Teachers dreamed up it to encourage students to ask questions without fear. Who fears to ask a question? Really? How big is it? Show me on this. How long?
Oh, it always comes back.
It does. I can't help it. I was talking about a ruler, kids. I was talking about a ruler. Don't get any weird ideas in your mind. So, what they say you should try and do on this day is, ask questions. Try to keep them maybe relevant, though, and not stupidly dumb questions.
What you mean, like the relevancy of like when you got to Karen Gillian and say, "Oh, does the carpet match the drapes, love?" Fucking hell, dumb question.
It is a dumb question, but I want to know. It also suggests being open to answering a stupid question from
She
people.
ain't going to be open to answering that question, mate.
After a reminder, I go, whoa, hold on. You ask a stupid question day the other week, love.
You're duty bound to answer it.
Exactly. Call your security off, all right? I've paid me £100. I'm having me photo. But no, whereas I don't think you should be afraid to ask questions of people when you want an answer. I don't think we need to support an Ask a Stupid Question Day. I'm afraid you should always be asking questions.
I think we could word it better.
Yes.
Like, Ask a Stupid Question Day is a moronic name for it. Yes. It should just be like, I don't know.
Ask a question day.
Ask a question day. Yeah, just ask a question day. Simple.
Because if you put stupid in, unfortunately, people will come up with a stupid question to ask. So yeah, let's just ask.
I tell you, there is definitely stupid answers to legit questions as well. That's why we have a boat called Boaty McBoatface or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, sensible question. What should we name this boat? Let's put it to a poll. Boaty McBoatface. Brilliant.
See, the problem is,
stupid
people. If you
stupid people.
Why did I read this once? Like, a person is smart. People together are stupid.
No, what it is people try and outdo each other's stupidity. So, exactly. Like, yeah, it just descends into fucking chaos, mate.
So, try not to ask stupid questions. Do ask questions. Maybe change the name of the stupid day, because that was a stupid question. What should we name this day? Ask a stupid question day. It's you, isn't it?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Right. Moving on to the birthdays of this week. So,
oh boy, what a week!
Yeah, there's a lot of birthdays for Monday and a lot for another day.
So we were going to cover the week again, weren't we? It was like pick the few best birthdays, because obviously, like last week, we had like randos who, like, you know, like, are you worthy of us giving you like congratulations for your birthday? Not really.
Jada Pinkett deserved everything she got. I don't care what anyone
fucking deserves to get in a bin. But yeah, this week it's 2 fucking days dominate, and not just dominate in a small way, probably dominate more than the whole entire rest of the year.
Yeah, there is loads and loads of iconic people and names on this week of this birthday.
And iconic people, iconic people that are like, that kind of like are entrenched with each other. Like, if you get what I mean, they're like, they're in a in their sphere of like why they're famous. It's like they're all intertwined.
A lot of big movie people. A lot of big movies, especially today. Loads of movies. In fact, I think they're all movie stars. Absolutely every single one on Monday.
One of them's also a rapper.
Yeah, well, I mean, like...
Well, two of them are actually rappers.
I mean, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But talking about rappers, let's talk about Will the Cook Smith.
I think I've done all my talking about him last week.
You did. And my sound alert won't work now. But just know, there it is.
Wife's name out your fucking mouth!
So, it is, of course, Will Smith.
Willard.
Willard Smith. Willard something Smith. I
can't
remember the middle name.
Cuck.
Cuck. Best known for things like singing, rap, and TV, such as Prince of Bel-Air. That's how I found him. Also known for film roles such as Independence Day and Bad Boys. But he's probably more known now for the slap scene around the world. Obviously, we covered this a lot yesterday, and being trodden over by his wife, Jada Pinkett, I'm a fuckwit.
See, this is where I have a problem, because, like, I go back to what I said last week, and I stand by everything I said last week, right? I stand by everything I said. Like, he should have never, like, the minute the slap happened, he should have been escorted off the building, out of the building, like, and everything the shit, like, you know. But there is also a part of my history where, like, a part of history where Will Smith is an icon.
Yes.
Like you said, Fresh Prince. Then you go into like Independence Day, Bad Boys, Men in Black, even the less like I say smaller, but
£7.
like it was £7. Enemy of the State. You know, like. Great films.
Go to the cinema without seeing a Will Smith.
Like, Will Smith is legit, like, one of the icons of modern cinema.
Yes, 100%.
But he's a twat.
Because I don't think he's going to get half the roles, not even half the roles.
You watch. Directing and starring is what's going to... Because that's the only way he's getting the jobs, if he directs it. 100%. No, he will still get roles, because time heals all wounds. You know, this will die down. He just won't be... He may not get the stuff that... Like, he may not get the you may find that he goes back now. So he transitioned, didn't he, from his Independence Day, Men in Black, those kind of films, into his Concussion, King Richard, like those kind of films. He may go back to the more comedic-y style.
Right,
like
DJ, I see what you're putting down. He's in Expendables 5.
No, but like, I'm not going that far, because like, I wouldn't call him an action star anymore. But do you know what I mean? I could see him maybe like doing the less serious stuff and doing more, going back to the little bit of comedy in there. You know, like, I mean, they did just. I mean, I think they are even going to do another Bad Boys, aren't they? If I remember rightly, and that's got like comedic. You know, I can see him moving back to that, and he will get people on side with that, because it's lovable Will Smith. It's not serious Will Smith.
Bad Boys 3. Did you see that film?
Yeah. It's dog shit.
I don't know how many hours either one of them have got left in the tank.
It's like, oh yeah, he's your son. Like, okay, like what? What? Like, yeah, the guy trying to kill you that you're trying to kill is your son. You're his dad. You do whatever. It's like such a once again storyline. But did you go to the cinema, or did you download, or did you even press play to watch Bad Boys 3, expecting an Oscar-worthy screenplay? No, you went to see the big bangs and the explosions and the car chases.
I did.
And par for the course, it did in an hour and a half. Ultimately, what you wanted it to.
Yes.
So
just was it a scratch on Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2? Really? But then if you're gonna, because they do this a lot now, just digressing a little bit. They do a franchise and they do a couple of movies, and then they wait 20 years and they go, oh, we'll go back to the well. And I'm like, it's too late. It's too late to go back to the well. Like, if you want to do it, then do it again with 2 other actors. Just do it that way. Don't. If you want,
or turn it into a TV series, because Lethal Weapon actually did really, really well. I've never watched it, but apparently did really well as a TV series.
He passed away though, didn't he? It was not Hudson. Yeah, it was Hudson. Wasn't Hudson in it or something?
I don't know. I know. Didn't the guy who played Riggs? Yeah, something happened with him, and then Sean William Scott joined or something, didn't he?
There was some. I know there was some controversy. I
don't think he died.
I know. I think like one of the older guys. He played one of the older guys. Who was the same character, same person who played.
So in the Lethal Weapon TV series, I'm sure it was the guy who played Riggs did something that he weren't supposed to do.
We man looking up thing.
Yeah.
TJ will be right back. Hopefully with some information. We could be barking at the wrong tree right now. Who knows?
Or hang on, or was it? Is it Lethal Weapon I'm thinking of?
I thought it was a thing with him from Scary Movie.
Yeah, Damon Wayans was in it. Yeah, he played Murtaugh.
Didn't they have like a big?
I'm too old for this shit. And then a guy called Clayne Crawford played Riggs.
Right.
What happened to him? There was something. What happened to Riggs?
I thought him and
conclusion. Riggs being shot by his half brother Garrett while visiting his wife Grace. Also, point to the death for the character. Riggs was indeed.
They killed him off.
They killed him off.
So
why did they kill him off?
Damon Wayans had a ding dong or something.
Oh, okay. All right. So they killed him off. That's why. Yeah, maybe on set more. Oh, okay. Yeah, on set. Microphone caught just how toxic things were, and then they brought in Sean William Scott.
Right.
Oh, okay.
No, Sean William Scott. I thought they just ended it.
Yeah, no, Sean William Scott. It did end. It did one more season and then ended.
Yeah, so that clearly wasn't the chemistry or the problem is when you kill off one of your main stars.
Well, Lethal Weapon is Murtaugh and Riggs. Like,
so
it's what it is.
Riggs.
You know,
you're not going to come back from that, really.
Riggs! Will it to be Riggs? Where are you, Riggs? I love them films. Those films are great.
Getting too old for this shit.
I mean, it's definitely too old for this shit now. Fucking hell. Imagine if they bring back that with Mel Gibson. But anyway, moving on.
Rolling in Max. Mark Hamill's birthday. 71-year-old Mark Hamill. Obviously known for Joker and Luke Skywalker.
Okay, stop panicking. Oh, Batsy!
I won't go into too many more of those. It's got a bit long.
Very surprised you went. I know, iconic Joker. I get it, but I'm very surprised you went with that rather than some Star Wars reference.
I've got Star Wars. Star Wars is coming after, but that thing's going to run for 20 seconds, so it was just a smidge too long.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Mark Hamill, ledge.
Yeah, because I didn't get the it can't be true. No.
Worst bit of acting ever shot on camera. Well, probably not, but it weren't that great.
I mean, he did suffer a little bit the Star Wars curse, though. So he came in Star Wars. He had that horrible motorbike crash. So they showed him getting topped by a Wampa, I think it is. And then he just played Guyver, I think. He was in Guyver and a few other films, but nothing massive until he became the Joker in 1990.
Yeah, but he weren't a good actor. If you watch fucking Star Wars, he's not a good actor.
No,
like
he's an awesome dude. I'll say.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, seems like a real down to earth, cool guy. But yeah, he's like,
he's a good voice actor.
Yes, 100% with that. But then, like, whenever I've seen him in anything else, it's just like, yeah, you kind of like your fame visually your fame is from
Star Wars, really.
your fame is Star Wars, and that's why people, because you're not that great, you know.
No, but he's
Harrison Ford. You can tell. Watch the film. If you watch the films back now with an adult viewpoint, watching the films back now, Han Solo kills, absolutely fucking destroys everything every time he's on screen. Han Solo's fucking brilliant. Mark Hamill is mid at best.
I mean, I'd say he's better in Jedi, where he's more of assured of himself, sort of a person.
Yeah, possibly, you know. But
he's sort of a farm boy in the first one, so
yeah. But it's like when they're put on, it's so noticeable when they're in scenes together. It's just like, wow, you're being carried. You're like the lead of this movie being carried by the co-star.
Yeah, he was a carpenter, a set carpenter, because he was a set carpenter on, I want to say, Indiana Jones. Because they got someone in. I know we're digressing a little bit about Harrison Ford now. They got someone in, and Harrison said that he could do better, and then did better, and became this.
That doesn't surprise me. Harrison's fucking awesome.
He really is. I got nothing bad.
And he's got a cool fucking name. You know, like when people have like fake names in Hollywood, like, you know, because your name is just like Dave Smith. You're like, okay, that's pretty fucking boring and average. No one's going to. Well, it's, you know, like Vin Diesel. That's definitely not his fucking real name. It's like Mark Vincent. I think it's Mark Vincent. I'm sure it's Mark Vincent. So yeah, Vin Diesel, obviously, is what you call yourself. But like Harrison Ford, legit, that's his real fucking name, Harrison Ford. It's like, yeah, your parents knew you were destined for something great. Fucking Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, legend. Talking about a legendary actor as well, Michael Douglas, 78 on Monday. Best known for
looks every part of it.
He really does.
But you know, he likes cancer survivor, and so we let him off.
Yeah, let's not be horrible to him.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer's always right?
He's fucking wrong.
He's got a very iconic voice, though, hasn't he? You hear that voice,
he's another one. You know, he's another one that's fucking like the acting chops on that guy are phenomenal. That guy is brilliant in almost everything he's in. Gordon Gekko is a fantastic character as well. For him to play, like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Casting was spot on. Him as Gordon Gekko, amazing in Wall Street.
He's been in film. He's been in the entertainment industry for 50 years.
Well, longer really. If you like, when you consider his dad as well, like it's a family thing, isn't it? He's you know, his dad is an icon, was an icon, you know, and it's amazing how that happens, isn't it? Like, I was thinking about this, like when we were looking at like the family lineage and stuff. When you look at like the Sheens as well.
Well, you sort of go into the family trade, don't you? I mean, I've gone into the family trade in my family. So
yeah, but there's a little bit of difference. I'm not disparaging you here, but like there is a little bit of skill that needs to be involved in their trade more. Like, do you know, you can learn the skills for your trade, like acting to that level, like to the Michael Douglas level, is just, you've got it.
But is it?
You can hone it. You can hone your craft, but you have it.
Well, you've got to have the movie star looks as well.
Well, I mean, Sloth did pretty well in Goonies.
He did. Didn't do loads after that. Talking about Michael Douglas, he shares the same birthday of his wife for 25 years, Catherine Zeta-Jones,
25 years. Is that as well as like how long they've been married? That's the age difference as well, right?
Yeah. It's not.
It actually is.
It is actually their age difference. 25 years difference. He's doing something right, kids. He's doing something right. Talking about Catherine, she likes to talk about her baps.
I've never played golf in high heels with my bosoms hanging out, but let's...
I mean, like, you know, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't, like, I'd be questioning why, like, that, in what context has that fucking ever been brought up?
She was on a talk show, and they were making her hit golf balls, and she's obviously usually wearing quite low-cut dresses.
Oh, okay.
So she made that reference.
Fair
She's known for musicals, dramas, horrors, comedies. There's nothing this incredible actress cannot do. Known for things like Ocean's 12, Chicago, and Zorro. Zorro.
Do you remember the origins of Catherine Zeta-Jones?
She was Darling Buds of May.
Darling fucking Buds of May. Mate, Sunday nights when I was a fucking young child, my parents used to watch it, and by association, I'm that old that we didn't have TVs all around the house like we do nowadays. So I would have to sit in the lounge and watch it with my parents. Like, Darling Buds of May, all that fucking Lovejoy bullshit and all that as well, with like fucking Ian McShane.
Yeah. Fucking, I forgot Ian McShane was in that.
Yeah. Fucking legend now, isn't he? Fucking awesome now.
Did you hear his voice at the start of One Piece, which we'll talk about again?
Yeah. And obviously Continental as well coming out. Yeah. It's obviously he's not in the Continental, but obviously it's his character, however many years previous, isn't it?
I've not heard, we're just digressing a little bit. I've not heard great things. I haven't watched it myself.
No, but it's not they've not released everything yet. It's one episode a week for 3.
Oh, it's only three
episodes, hour and a half each, and they're the next 3 Fridays. So obviously yesterday, and then the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well I should give it a watch over the weekend. I should give it a watch. Talking from one superstar to another superhero.
Would you like a glass of wine?
No thanks. I never drink when I fly. Bad vibrations?
Why does that sound like a cartoon boner? Like, boing. This is like, I don't drink when I fly. Pokes her in the eye with his boner. What? Like, what was that sound clip?
Apparently someone hit him with a metal bar.
Oh, okay.
Superman. So yes, of course, we are talking about the original. Well, I suppose mine and TJ's original Superman, really. I think there was...
Well, the original Superman. Like, is there
movie.
Yeah,
but there would have been radio people doing him before that as well. I think he was a radio thing before all that.
Okay, we'll call it the first mainstream Batman.
Yeah, first mainstream Batman.
Batman, Superman. Jesus Christ!
The comments will be lit up.
Oh
now.
mate, we claim to love fucking Batman, and we're calling sorry.
All right, my bad. Of course, talking about Christopher Reeve, he would be 71, but he died on October the 10th, 2004, aged 52. He's known for
shame what happened to him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's known for his flawless rendition of the DC Comics icon Superman, not Batman. Superman. With his blue eyes, towering stature, and muscular physique. I suppose he wouldn't be as muscular, but
mate, he would nowadays. You would look at him and be like, fucking Superman's let himself go, isn't he? Like, because there's no visible six-pack. He's a fucking giant of a man, isn't he? What is he, like 6'5"?
He's a big dude.
He's a fucking... and he's all shoulders, isn't he? He's all... Yeah. Like, he is... Back in the day, though, that is like the physique, isn't it? Like, all shoulders and, like, top chest. Johnny Bravo-ish, really, like, coming into Johnny a small... But yeah, he's physique. When you've got people like fucking Jason Momoa, like Christopher Reeve wouldn't take his shirt off nowadays because Jason Momoa getting out of the water, flicking his hair back, like, and you'd be like, oh my god, oh shit, I need to get down to the gym.
I'm Superman.
I'm average man, is what he would actually say. I'm fucking average man over here. Shit.
He has suffered some tragedy in his life, obviously fracturing his neck on May 27th in 1995, where he was thrown from a horse in Culpeper, Virginia, during an equestrian competition. Where is our executive producer when we need her? The incident rendered him paralyzed from the shoulders down, talking about his shoulders, and he was confined to a wheelchair and a ventilator for the remainder of his life. He did do a lot of work in that field, though, didn't he? I'm sure I remember reading that somewhere, that he sort of dedicated his life from that point trying to help.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what you were talking about. Yes, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so, he did what he could at the end, I suppose. He was 52 when he suffered a heart attack and passed away in October 2004. So that was it was a bit of a sad end to our original Superman, really. We won't go too deep into it. Last film that he was in The Flash, which was a terrible movie, and he was in it for about the whole of 3.5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, so, CGI'd,
yes.
Oh, talking about that. Do you see how Tim Burton, like, complaining about the fact that Nicolas Cage's Superman was in The Flash?
Well, it was originally going to be his film that Kevin Smith, love Kevin Smith, was going to write, and Kevin Smith did a draft, and he was going to give it on to Tim Burton to direct, and then it got shit canned.
Well, they obviously there's the videos of Nicolas Cage actually there trying out the suit and everything with his long hair and everything and all that, and then obviously they CGI'd him into the Flash movie, and Tim Burton was like not complaining as such, but it's like it was like it was like a knife to the heart seeing seeing Nicolas Cage in that film and what could have been and what not.
Yeah, because he was going to be fighting giant spiders, as you saw in the little CGI thing. That was actually going to be part of the film, that giant spider.
Imagine Tim Burton does Batman and fucking Superman.
He'd be basically. I wonder if they'd give him the entire Justice League. Should that have come off?
If it had worked, which I don't know if it would have.
No.
But like fucking for them to it would have been interesting.
Somewhere in the multiverse, TJ,
there is
made. Yeah, exists, and they're living.
And Helena Bonham Carter is Wonder Woman because she's in fucking everything that guy directs.
Oh yeah, his wife.
I know exactly. Talk about fucking make sure the family are getting paid, eh? I just put you on a payroll. I'll stick you in the fucking film. It's all right.
Don't worry about it.
Get all the money from the studios. Fine.
And the final birthday of this day is Donald Glover. Talking about his,
AKA, do you know his rap name?
I haven't got it down here.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
I don't know much about rap.
Great, mate. You should check out "This Is America." Brilliant song. Brilliant song.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it says here the talented actor, rapper, comedian, writer, producer truly knows no bounds. So he's
very, very good.
He does it all, mate. He does it all. He's only got to add director to his thing, and he's got the full fucking lot. Most recently known from a Spider-Man Across the Universe, Atlanta, and he voiced Simba in the live action The Lion King. Of course, I know him more as the young Lando in the terrible Solo movie.
He was all right.
Well, he was all right, yeah. Shame about the rest of the movie. Apparently, he's going to get his own Lando film.
That'd be interesting. I mean, Disney pumping all that money into every IP they've got, so it makes sense.
Got to do something, mate. They still haven't sorted out them strike. Although I do think the writers' strike might be coming to an end soon.
They still got to fucking sort out the Snow White shit, mate.
Oh, mate. She is slandering Disney left, right, and centre.
Mate, you've got to know they're regretting their decisions to hire Rachel Ziegler.
Honestly, I'd Batgirl that. I'd just go shelve it. Just shelve it.
The thing is, they can't now, can they? Like, if they like Batgirl got shelved without any like drama around it. It was just like, this film shit. Can it? This film, oh my! If they can it, are they like? There's so much backlash on Disney, the potential, because they can because she's not white, or because she's not this, or because the dwarves aren't dwarves, or like because of this. There are so many people that can come at them if they can this film. They've kind of got to see it through to the end and just pray to God they get out alive.
Now, I'm sure she's a beautiful young actress, but to have Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, who's the fairest of them all, and against Gal Gadot, be told that
that mirror, that stupid question, stupid fucking question.
I think
you're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
So, I mean, Donald Glover, from what I understand, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
and everything he's done, he is nothing but a treasure that we should treasure onto, and we'll try and keep Snow White so Disney's lawyers don't come and batter down TJ's door.
Come at me. Come at me.
Right, moving on to Wednesday, the 27th of September. Another lot of hard hitters in this one as well. Starting off with Meatloaf himself. Meatloaf. Meatloaf himself.
Fucking Meatloaf.
Good old Meatloaf.
Fuck's sake.
No, I know it was Meatloaf, but I always used to, for jokes.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Of course he did. Fucking hell.
Old Malty. 76-year-old he'd be, but he died at 75. Known for his amazing rock albums such as Bad Out of Hell and the song I'll Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that. this Grammy winning artist is also been found in things such as Fight Club. He was Rob Paulson.
With ginormous boobies.
With huge tats.
Man titties.
Huge man tats. Unfortunately, old Malt himself passed away from COVID-19 complications in 2022. But yeah, Meatloaf, you got many memories of dancing out to
my mum and dad were big Meatloaf fans. Liked his Bear Hell, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. Yeah.
Great piano on that. Do 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 do. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm an old rocker, so essentially I used to listen to that myself. Probably some of my earliest rock sort of memories, I suppose, would be Meatloaf, really, when I think back to it. I'm going to move this one over to TJ, Lil Wayne, 40 years old. Started at the young age of 12, his music career soared to success. Started with fellow rapper Little Doogie. Doogie, is that right? Doogie?
I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, later started a solo rapping career in which he flourished. His first solo album release was That Block Is Hot. Carter's Success. Is that his real name, Carter, I think?
It's his surname. His real name is... Carry on.
Just put some little music on.
I thought that was his surname, Carter. I'm not actually 100% sure of what his real name is.
Right, Carter's Success was at its peak at the release of That Carter albums 1, 2, and 3. Apparently. Now, TJ, you've listened to a lot more of Lil Wayne than I have.
No, I wouldn't say I've listened to a lot more of. Yeah, he is. It's Dwayne Carter. I thought that was his surname. It's not that I've listened to a lot of his music, but there is a lot of influence. Lil Wayne has a lot of influence over today's music, especially in the rap scene. He's like on the same kind of wavelengths as your Drakes and stuff like that. He's fucking massive. Like,
is he on like Snoop Doggy Dogg's label or?
I'm that kind of stuff. I'm not. I just know him. He's massive. He's
rich when we need.
He's entrenched in in modern music culture, but the story that surrounds him that is absolutely fascinating to me, which I told you earlier that you didn't know, was when he was 12 years old, he shot himself in the chest.
On accident, I assume, folks.
I would assume, but I found out about this because I saw an interview when he was people were asking him about racism and if black people like racism between black people and white people, and he was saying and he was telling this story about he can never be racist because a white man saved his life, and he was saying that he got shot in the chest. He shot himself in the chest, and when the police come, there were black police officers that just stepped over him, and it was this white police officer, and I had the name up here, Robert Hubler, who literally told everyone to get out of the way, saw the thing, picked up Lil Wayne, literally was like, ambulance ain't going to get you to the hospital in time, you're going to die, rushed him out, sat in the back of the police cruiser while one of his partners drove him to the hospital, and carried him into the emergency room, stayed with him in the emergency room, and they've stayed friends forever, and the police officer died last year, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
I swear it was last year that they said he died. And if I remember rightly, I think the police officer lost both his legs as well. I think by the end he lost both his legs. But yeah, absolutely fascinating story that Lil Wayne tells. And yeah, like I say, it's just he's massively entrenched. I think he's going to be more known for the work he does around music more than his own music.
Right.
In years to come. But yeah, massive.
Anything that helps repair racist relations is a good thing. Because I don't think anyone should feel persecuted based on anything. I know we joke about me being a redhead and stuff, but essentially, redheads are your only last target, kids. Don't pick on anybody for anything. Just let people be who they want to be. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. I'm not going to dive down into that rabbit hole again. Relatively up-and-comer now, Jenna Ortega, 20 years old. Being that we were talking about being that like she's recently known from the Netflix show Wednesday. Now, have you watched any Wednesday? I've not watched.
I've seen about 4 or 5 episodes of Wednesday. She's brilliant as Wednesday Adams. Deadpan,
She's got that deadpan.
brilliant. But I obviously and Scream, the last 2 Scream films as well.
She's in that as well?
Yeah, she's in the last. She plays the sister of like the main victim, if you will.
Right.
I can't remember their names. But yeah, she was in. Yeah, she's in. Let's say those last 2 Scream films. It was in Wednesday. Really, like I say, in Wednesday, perfect casting once again. You know, like for. There was a thing actually. I remember reading about that as well, about how she trained herself to not blink for long periods of time. And if you actually watch the series, she doesn't blink at any point that she's actually on screen. She doesn't blink.
Did not know that.
It's mental.
Shouldn't shock you that she was actually a Disney star. So she was brought up from the House of Mouse, stuck in the middle. She's also a singer-songwriter and a model. So there you go. Of course, I've got a little bit of a clip of what she thinks about what Wednesday thinks about social media.
I find social media to be a soul-sucking void of meaningless affirmation.
I can't agree with you more.
Yeah, pretty much exactly my thoughts, love.
Can't agree with you more than that. Moving on from one absolutely talented actress to
a vapid waste of space. Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
Well, TJ said it best. Gwyneth Paltrow is 50 years old today. Now, just to show you what kind of intelligence that Gwyneth is rocking these days, she couldn't remember that she was in Spider-Man when she was talking to. He wasn't the director of Spider-Man, but he was in it as Happy Hogan.
Remember we were on Spider-Man?
We weren't in Spider-Man.
Yes, we were.
Homecoming.
You were in Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah.
I was in Avengers.
No, you were in Spider-Man also.
I mean, I can understand. I completely get it because I forgot she was in Spider-Man because she's fucking pointless and non-existent in it. It's like what she was in it for no fucking reason. It's like
show a suit off that she didn't get to show off.
Fucking ridiculous.
So when Gwyneth isn't selling rocks that you can put up your ladies' woohoo or to certain scented candles, she is from her business Goop. This actor can be filming such films such as the Iron Man franchise, Avengers, Spider-Man for all of 20 seconds. She was, of course, in Seven and Sliding.
Best role ever. Decapitated the head in the fucking box. Yes.
She's got such a pretty head.
And like she was married to Chris Martin as well, wasn't she? Coldplay, Chris Martin.
She was, not anymore though.
Had a child called Apple.
Yeah, they got a kid, Apple. That's it. Yeah, that's a typical. So we say Hollywood thing of just naming our children whatever we can see at the time. Right, moving away before Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyers come knocking down my door. Moving on to Avril Lavigne. Now, I know a lot of people had a crush on this young lady. She's now 38 years old, so not as young as she was.
Still looks about 18.
Yes, she does. She still looks very, very young. Looks too much like my sister, to be honest. So I can't look at her the way that a lot of my friends looked at her. The fruits of passion and ambition bloomed at an early age for this pop punk icon, known for great pop punk music from the young age of 17, with hits like Skater Boy and her album Let's Go. She had an 8-time Grammy nomination for her album Under My Skin. I've liked some of her songs, I won't lie. I've liked some of them, but I've been young.
There's the whole conspiracy theory with her, isn't there? That she died and they replaced her with the lookalike. Like, it's not the real Avril Lavigne, it's the fake Avril Lavigne. Like, it's one of those conspiracy theories that you're just like, that's the most ridiculous, ludicrous thing like you've ever heard, but you're like, oh, okay, I'm intrigued.
Hold on, let me get an old photo.
Because they'd be like, yeah, like this is slightly different and this is slightly different. And I'm just sitting here thinking, yeah, welcome to the world of plastic surgery.
That's it. That's what happens. Are you sure it's the same Avril?
I don't think it was that. I think it was like shape of nose and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's called a rhinoplasty.
They've done them for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that pretty much tidies up our celebrity birthdays.
Happy birthday, everyone! Except Will Smith, you're a dick.
Birthday. Yeah, come on, Will. Get it together, mate. Get it together. Yes. Moving on to the entertainment news, TJ. Moving on to entertainment news.
Woohoo!
So there have been a few leaks from Microsoft. Quite a few.
Well, more than quite a few, mate. Like literally the whole fucking future of the company.
Now, some people online think that they've done it on purpose, which I don't know.
I'll tell you, it's a good conspiracy theory. It's a good conspiracy theory, isn't it? Like it's good because you just explain how the leak happened first, and then we'll go into it.
So this week brought the wonderful treasure trove of leaks from deep inside the higher echelons of Microsoft Xbox division, was mainly Xbox, accidentally shared online as a result of the company's legal battle with the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, over a now greenlit Activision acquisition. These confidential emails, slides, and images of potential new products from Xbox manufacturer reveal the inner workings of Microsoft gaming division. Now, the leaks happened courtesy of Microsoft itself.
Yeah.
So
this is it's like incompetence breeds incompetence, right? So you got like they got some idiots working over there. Like it was an what was it, an open platform sharing fucking thing? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fucking genius, but even I managed to send you an encrypted copy of the fucking podcast.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So I edit the podcast once we're done. Jay, I do the video stuff for YouTube. Jay does the uploads for Spotify.
Yeah.
So I edit this, and then I create an audio version and a video version. The audio version I send over to Jay, encrypted. So only Jay can access the link for it, and I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Like Microsoft, multi-billion-dollar fucking company, and their janitors over there, obviously, because it fucking can't be someone punching some fucking keys on a fucking keyboard. Send. Oh shit. I mean, it's like when government officials leave laptops on fucking subway trains. You're like, who hires these fucking idiots?
Like, I still manage to pick up my phone every day.
Yeah.
How are these people not managing to just go, right, do I send this to the secure box or the public box? Secure, public, secure?
Oh, it's just, yeah.
We're a public company, so public? Okay.
Fucking idiots. But I mean, it's that ridiculous that I can see both sides. I can see it's that ridiculous that I can actually see, some idiot fucking done this. But then I can see it's so ludicrous that it had to have been planned, and they've just like, let's flex some fucking muscles here. We've just got Activision. Let's just show them. And even if this, and I think if they had planned it, there's definitely some stuff in here that is like not the whole shebang.
Yeah. Well, you can't beat everything, but things that were in the leaked emails. Phil Spencer and Microsoft personally discussed the possible acquisition of Nintendo. Now,
how does that conversation go?
Now, I said this to TJ, and we're going to just go in a bit. Like, do you just walk into Nintendo and go, "That's all right. That's all right. I like that. That's
how much?
I'm having that. Get your checkbook out, Bill."
Like, where does that number even start? Like, it can't start with a B. It can't start with a B. It's got to start with a T, right? It's fucking Nintendo.
Exactly. This is like one of the oldest video game companies in the world.
Like, it's got to surely, like, billions doesn't seem like it's enough.
No, it doesn't. I don't understand how. Like, I mean, this wasn't even the only company that they were considering. They were considering buying Valve,
which is Steam, essentially.
Yeah. What?
What? We discussed, didn't we? We discussed what they said about Nintendo in the leaks, wasn't it? It was about like Nintendo need to realise that their best play is to have their stuff, like, to not pretty much build hardware, is to have their stuff on other platforms.
Well, it was part of the leak that they were suggesting that they may try and sell the service to PlayStation.
Well, going back to this is what we discussed about the long-term goals of Microsoft are probably to go down a Netflix route with Game Pass, like move everything onto Game Pass and don't become a hardware company because it's a loss leader, but become like more on the sides of having a platform that you put everywhere. And especially, you said something to me before we started about how now Microsoft Game Pass is on like the new Samsung TVs. Like, if for those of you in the UK, I don't know about America, but like with Sky Television, there's a thing called Sky Glass where it's all like built into the TV and whatnot. Well, apparently Jay was saying there's something similar with Game Pass where it's built into the TV. Cloud gaming, obviously. And if that is the way forward, which would mean no consoles, then it makes sense what they're doing, the acquisitions of like Activision Blizzard and everything else, like an acquisition of something like Nintendo, even if it was only a partial, like let's say they didn't purchase Nintendo, but they've done a licensing deal with Nintendo to have their content. That'd be fucking
to have a Mario
massive.
Game on Xbox.
Well, there wouldn't be an Xbox. No, like the way we said is that however long in the future they're going to build another console, they're going to build the next gen console. We're not talking like next week they're just going to abandon ship on R&D and just go whole onto software. It's going to be like 20 years down the line or whatever. But yeah, ultimately no one's going to want a giant fucking box. Like everyone's it's going to be streamlined. It's going to be built in. It's going to be cloud service. So
we all used to have a massive bookcase with DVDs, VHS, CDs, Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Where is it? I ain't got one anymore. I've got a couple of game cases over here, but I haven't really got.
It's nostalgia in it to have that stuff. It's nostalgia.
I haven't really got anything like that. No one has. And not, this isn't just me and TJ.
Well, I don't have a disc drive on the PC. I don't have a disc drive on the PlayStation. I don't have a DVD player in the house. I literally have I don't even have a CD player. I legitimately don't think I have anything that would even be able to play a disc. I'm just trying to think. There's no CD players in the house. There's nothing. Everything is a service, like a cloud-based service, or backed up on hard drives.
Now, I know some people may disagree with that. Some people say to me still to this day, but if you've got no physical media, like they can just turn it off whenever they want. Right. My argument is I had, I don't know, 500 DVDs at one point in my life. I wouldn't watch them much past watching them 3 times when I initially got them. Some of them would still be in the shrink wrapper.
Yes.
So I unfortunately, I know what you're saying, and come at me in the comments if you want, but I just found no purpose for it. With Spotify, I just type in what I want to listen to, and they've either got it or they haven't, and it's just that simple.
And they've got so much more as well.
Yeah, that's it. And they've got genius services where, if you like this, you might like this. That show me a load of tunes that I could possibly get into. I mean, I'm an old man, so I just listen to old man stuff that I know. And I'm shaking my stick at clouds. But yeah, so I think we are, and I think Microsoft are actually being ahead of the curve by going, well, why spend 5 million in R&D to research what the next big platform's going to be? We've got all the servers here anyway. We're fucking Microsoft.
Yeah.
We just send it out. Internet's only going to get better, kids. That's just what's going to happen. It's going to get faster. To the point where a gig of data across your internet is done. There you go. It's done. It's on. It's running. Starfield, 142 gig, 142 seconds, mate, down. It's already done. So it's just, what will be the point? What will be the point of having this big box and this? Because it just takes up space, and houses are being built smaller. If you go and rent a house in London, mate, you get a shoebox, and it'll cost you
a fortune.
Yeah, absolute fortune, mate. We were doing it in Cambridge, weren't we? We were looking around Cambridge for houses, and the cost.
Could not believe how expensive they were for what they were, considering the areas that we live in. And I mean, bearing in mind, I am an hour from London. Yeah. I'm an hour on a train from London, so and it's a direct link train as well. So we're technically, you know, within that sphere, like really. And even then, like, yeah, these prices blew my fucking mind.
Because, like, I mean, it's insane what they'll charge, depending on where you are in the country for a house. I mean, my house is probably worth less than TJ's. I don't know what our floor plan would be, but like, because you live where you live, you know, yours will be valued higher than mine because of your situation.
Just because of location, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know, because I live in the Midlands, so you know they just don't care about it. So the further north you go, mate.
No, it seems the further north is the prices drop quite considerably, don't they? The further you get away from the capital.
That's it, mate. That's it. Right. Moving away from Microsoft leaks to a little bit of, well, similar what we were talking about, sort of Netflix, but this is actual Netflix. So again, because Netflix started off as a CD company that they used to send CDs out in the post.
Love Film was originally Netflix, was it? Or Netflix bought Love Film? Love Film was first, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Netflix was one of the first. It was an American company.
Yeah.
And then they bought Love Film, and it was sort of over here as well then.
I remember I did that. Buy like pay a thingy, you get a couple of games or whatever sent through, keep them as long as you like.
Yeah.
But you can't rent anything else out technically to send them back. It always seemed weird. Like, what if they get lost or? But yeah.
The worst thing about Love Film was, say you wanted to watch CSI, so you've put CSI season 1, season 2, and they'd go, thing is, we've only got disc 3 of the CSI season 1. So you'd start at disc 3 and be going, I don't know, why do I care about these?
Yeah.
But yes, moving away from that, obviously One Piece has been breaking headlines sort of everywhere. Live action anime that they've made. One Piece is of course about the Straw Hat Pirates and their search for the One Piece, which is a massive bundle of treasure. So that's recently been renewed for season 2. Now I've been watching One Piece. TJ, have you finished all of One Piece?
I finished One Piece. I absolutely loved it. Brilliant.
Yeah,
amazing.
Fantastic.
Have you finished it as well then?
Yes, I finished all of it. It does mean that I've got to go through 1,048 episodes of the anime though now, which is life I don't have. So
it's so like. I'm not gonna sit here like I've like animes interest me massively, and I try to get in them, but I just find that I don't like time is. I either have enough time, like today, I ended up playing about 6 hours of FIFA, or I don't have any time in my life, you know. And whenever I actually want to sit down and start watching something, I realise, I just don't have the time. And then when I do have time, I end up having something else to do. So and like, because anime, I feel like. Because I'm behind the curve on so many things, I'm like, well, I need to start from the beginning, and everything's got 1,000 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
But
real problem with anime.
but One Piece, I was like, well, I'm not gonna like this. When I heard it got announced and everything, it was like I wanted to watch Cowboy Bebop, right? And I never got round to it. But then this was released, and I was like, I'm never gonna watch this because like this whole pirate thing, it looks cheesy as all shit, and yeah, I'm not interested. Then the one thing that Netflix does, which annoys the shit out of me, but is also the greatest business model they have, is the 30-second to 1 minute clip when you click over to the tile. If you don't move over quick enough to the next tile, they autoplay like a little mini trailer. And I watched the mini trailer and I instantly fell in love with Luffy's character. Like, just watching it, I was like, oh, this guy is like wicked.
He is.
Spoke to a couple of people in my community and they were like, oh, yeah, it's really, really good. You should watch it. Watched the first episode, hooked.
Yeah,
it's
he is so lovable. The Inaki Godoy, who plays Monkey D. Luffy, is absolutely smashing it, mate. Absolutely smashing.
Not just him though, is it? Like the whole we said before, like he's an infectious character, and he's great from episode 1. But he gets even better by episode 8. And you just like, you want to be him. Like his way of viewing the world is so innocent and fanciful.
Yeah, he's.
But you know it can't. You like the world doesn't work like this, but in a way it works for him like that, and it's so like his character is phenomenal, and everyone else like from like I say, I said to you, I had a little bit of an issue. I liked all of the characters, except for Nami. I had only because, and it was by design. Like her character was by design to be standoffish, cold, always having something mysterious in the back. But the last 2 episodes, she pulls you in, and by the end of it, love all the characters.
100%.
You know, great series. I'm gutted that I've got to wait however long for season 2. It's probably, as I said, like to you, it's the best thing I've seen this year. One of the best things I've seen this year. I would recommend it to everyone, even if you're not an anime fan.
That's it. They're planning 6 seasons. Season 2 has already been wrote. They are literally just waiting for the strikes to end, and they're going to start filming it because they want to get it out the door. And as me and TJ discussed, the problem with if it's got a 2-year turnaround per season, or even a year turnaround, these kids are going to grow up. They're going to grow up, and it's going to be harder and harder to get things.
Well, it's the great thing about anime, isn't it? Is the fact that they're ageless. Like drawings, they don't grow old.
They can go for 1,048 episodes
and still look exactly the fucking same. Because he's 20, isn't he? Monkey D. Luffy is 20. The guy who played him, I think, was 18 when this was filmed. So obviously 2 years per season, 6 seasons, 12 years. Old Rubber Boy is going to look a little bit old. And Nami is already 30. The actress that plays Nami is already 30.
Emily Rudd.
Yep. I had to double check she weren't. I thought she was a young child, and I had to check she weren't Paul Rudd's daughter, to be honest. And I was like 30. I was like, fucking hell, old's Paul Rudd? Oh, I was not related to Paul Rudd. Cool, quality. And another cool, like I said to you, talk about relatives. Roanoke Zoro's his dad is Sonny Chiba, who's like a legend of martial arts movies and TV and stuff. Absolute fucking legend. So
Kaz Skyler plays Sanji, and I recognise him.
Do you know what? I saw it and I instantly thought he was the guy who's going to be in the new Hunger Games film playing President Snow, a young President Snow, but it's not him. They just have blonde hair and looked kind of similar. I'll tell you who else is, just a tangent. Rachel Zegler's in the new fucking Hunger Games film.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, she's the main female character. Yeah.
Talking a little bit about One Piece, have you seen that Jamie Lee Curtis is a massive One Piece fan? And
I bet she fucking is, mate. Bet she's a massive One Piece fan. Yeah. She weren't talking about the TV show, Joe.
No. But she's dressed up as one of the doctors. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But she dressed up as her because she's a massive One Piece fan, and she's going to be gunning to play that role. And she looks fucking spot on as well. In she's got Hollywood people to make her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so great news. I think we can all agree that One Piece getting renewed for a second season is absolutely fantastic.
Phenomenal. And surprisingly, we spoke the other day about the fanboys and how much the fanboys we thought would potentially hate this, but looking at reports and stuff, they're actually large swaths of it are very much enjoying the series and liking it. So that's getting them on board is great, even though, because as I said to you, I feel that this kind of thing isn't necessarily, obviously they want to appease the fanboys enough, because you don't want to, no one wants backlash from that, whether it be Star Wars or Marvel, DC, whatever, or anime and manga, but ultimately, this is for a different audience. This is for the audience that don't watch anime and manga, isn't it? It's to, in the hope that it might draw them in, and so to get the backing of the fanboys, it sounds so derogatory just calling them fanboys all the time, but that's what they are.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. not to put a down on it, but essentially, yeah. But yeah, like I say, I've often, because I'm a big anime fan myself.
Yep.
I've often heard of One Piece. I've gone to cons. I've seen a lot of people dressing up like Luffy. I've seen a lot of people dressed like Nami.
Oh dear.
So so I've always known about it, but again, what always put me off was 1,048 episodes. Now these are only 20-minute episodes, so you say, oh, you can smash through a lot. It's like, yeah, but there's 1,048 of them. There's 58 video games. There is. I don't want to get into the number of manga that there'll be, and so I tend to dive deep when I want to dive deep. So I always stayed away from One Piece. But I will say that now, after having watched One Piece, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go and watch all fucking 1,048 of these episodes and potentially buy one of the games. I already looked at one of the games the other day where you can play as Luffy, and I was like, kind of wanna play as Luffy. Right, moving away from One Piece, but do go and check it out, kids. If you haven't go and check it out, tell me what you think in the comments below. If you're a fanboy and you think we're wrong, fuck off, I guess. Just so, talking from one thing to another show that's actually on Netflix. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 version 2.0 come out. Now I know you were talking the other day.
Hang on, what did you just say? Sorry, go back. Another show that's on Netflix. You talked about the animated thing for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the animated.
Have you seen that? Just quickly before we. Okay, I haven't watched that yet. Oh, is it any good?
Very good.
Oh,
it's
okay.
very
Okay.
Very good.
Do I need to have played the game? Do I need to have played the game to understand?
No. It's a side story.
All right, cool.
They did put people from the anime into the game.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to explain without giving everything away.
Yeah, okay.
So there are nods to the people in the game now that they added after the anime came out. So retroactively added.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Cyberpunk 2.0 because they're getting a DLC coming out, which is called the Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, the 2.0 update is like it's a ground up rework, isn't it?
Oh god,
it's not just a small little update. It's like fucking major.
Yeah. So Cyberpunk 2077 came out in December 2020, and was, of course, almost universally dubbed Cyberbug 2077 because it was so bug heavy. I'm not going to tell you that all the bugs have gone, because they're not. I was playing it earlier today, and there was a guy just walking up air.
Cool. Open world game, thousands of like NPCs walking around.
I always give open world games a bit of a pass. I mean,
so much going on.
Starfield, so bugs happen, kids. Yeah. Get over it. Just have a laugh about it and move on.
Does it ruin your enjoyment of the game? No, so it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if there's game-breaking bugs in there, I haven't seen any as yet. It feels nicer to play. It doesn't feel as cluttered when you go into the skill trees. The skill trees feel like they've been thought out a little bit better, so you know where you're trying to head, instead of just looking at one thing in the middle and going, I guess that. So it's added new skill trees. Now you can do vehicular. There we go. Vehicular combat. So it feels like it's been fully revamped, and I suppose this is all in aid of the DLC, because I think Cyberpunk has to get a win on this DLC. Now it is coming out to 9 out of 10s generally across the board from the big reviewers such as GameSpot, IGN, etc. So yeah, I mean, I've only briefly played it. Sorry, kids, I've only got X amount of time in a day. I do like to watch football like myself, or even if it is low league football, TJ.
All good, it's all good.
And tomorrow I'll be watching a lot of NFL, because there's a lot of NFL tomorrow. So I'll be spending most of my 6 o'clock onwards watching the NFL tomorrow. Go Birds. Anyway, moving away. So, yeah, I will say, if you have got it and you haven't played it because it was a buggy mess when you originally had it, or you're thinking about getting it and you want to get into it, the DLC is out next Tuesday, I believe, or
26th, wasn't it? 26th, which would make it
Tuesday.
Yeah, that is Tuesday. Yeah, I think it is Tuesday. Yeah.
So it's out on Tuesday.
Yeah, 22nd for the 2.0 update, 26th for Phantom Liberty, Liberty of Phantom, something like that. Whatever it's called.
Yeah. So, even if you just did main story alone, you're looking at a good, 45 hours of game. So if you're into that sort of open world cyberpunk-esque thing, and you've got sick to death of building spaceships over on Starfield, this might be the great time to jump into Cyberpunk 2077. Try again. Talking about people jumping into Cyberpunk 2077. Billionaire bumnut himself is in the news today, Elon Musk. So now TJ sent me this. Elon Musk crashed Grimes, which is ex-wife, I believe. Grimes is ex-wife.
Well, I think were they married? I don't know.
I'm not sure. They've had a kid, haven't they?
I think they've had more. They've had like, they've had Barcode and I think they've got 2, haven't they? I'm sure they've got 2.
Delta sign to the power of pi 23.
Yeah,
I believe they had.
Yeah. Where, yeah, like I say, fucking yeah.
QR
code 7.
Yeah.
Fucking God knows what.
That's it. Apparently Elon Musk crashed into Grimes' Cyberpunk 2077 recording session with a gun and demanded a cameo. So I got this from NME.com. A biography on Elon Musk has been shared that the business magnate once crashed a Cyberpunk 2077 recording session with a 200-year-old gun in his possession. The biography, authored by Walter Isaacson, relayed the moment when Musk appeared in the studio while his ex-girlfriend, Grimes, was recording her dialogue for her character in Cyberpunk 2077. Grimes played the pop star Lizzie Wizzy in the game. I'm sure it took all of 3.5 seconds to think of that name. He showed up at the studio welding a 200-year-old gun and insisted that they give him a cameo, wrote Isaacson. I told them that I was armed but not dangerous, recalled Musk. Though Grimes said that the studio guys were like sweating. I think that tells you everything you need to know about a person who calls herself Grimes. Ultimately, CD Projekt Red relented and seemed to have lent Musk's likeness to a non-playable character or an NPC that enters the bathroom at Arasaka Corporation at the start of the Corpo life path in Cyberpunk 2077. You know, ironically, I have never done the Corpo life start. I always go Nomad. There's 3 choices: Street, Corpo, and Nomad. And I always do Nomad. I don't know why. I look at the other 2 and go, just want to do this one. But yes, I've seen the clip. Essentially, you're washing your face in a mirror and someone slight with his likeness walks behind you and then walks out.
Quality. Brilliant. Well done. Well done, Elon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well done, mate. Of course, that's not the only news about Elon. Carrying on our wonderful Cyberpunk continuation, Elon Musk has also started up Neuralink. Seeks people for brain implant trials. So Cyberpunk is coming into fruition, and of course, billionaire bumnut himself, Musk, is at the fucking spearhead, because why wouldn't he be? Elon Musk's brain-computer interface, BCI, startup Neuralink, has begun recruiting people for its first human trial. Get more into that in a minute. The company's goal is to connect human brains to computers and wants to test its technology on people with paralysis. A robot will help implement BCI that will let them control a computer cursor or type using thoughts alone. We've all seen the movies, kids. We all know how this ends, don't we?
So let's just unpack this, right? 6th of December 2022.
Yep.
Neuralink faces federal inquiry after killing 1,500 animals in testing brain with the brain implant. 1,500 animals died in testing for this. 9 months later, human fucking trials. You can fuck right off.
No, mate. No, mate.
Absolutely no fucking chance am I letting you cut open a little section of my fucking head, flap it back, remove a little bit of skull, implant a fucking chip. Yeah, all right, sunshine, calm yourself down.
Me of, remember the original RoboCop, and they're trying to make the RoboCop, and that was
and they'll just go fucking mental and like one of them just shoots a few people and then shoots himself. Yeah, I get where we're going.
Yeah.
Like we are moving into a cyberpunk kind of world. Augmentation, body augmentation is going to be a thing. We're going to have fucking robot arms and legs, you know. Yeah. It's going to be the way it is.
Now, I know it's going to help people who are paraplegic and they've got those things. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm saying let's get it right, though.
I have skeptical fucking hippo eyes over here, mate. Yeah. Like, that is the cover story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, oh yeah, we're doing this to help people and all this. That's not your goal. That's your like way to sweeten the pathway for it. You want full on fucking, you know, like I say, a fucking robot people. Like, we're fucking android ourselves. We're gonna turn ourselves into fucking mechs, essentially. Yeah.
Or you can just walk into Cyberpunk offices and go, I'm gonna be a cameo in this.
Yeah. We're going to be, it's fucking Ghost in the Shell, mate. That's what it is. It's fucking Ghost in the Shell. It will eventually lead to, oh yeah, we can take your, do you know what it'll be? It's going to fucking, like, I bet you he's watched Altered Carbon and he's like, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. We are just technically, what is it they call us? Is it skin? We're just skins, yeah. Your essence is on like a USB like fucking drive, and you just like slip it in the back of the head. Oh, look, I got a new body. Just walk around. It's all fucking great.
Think I'm ugly. Yeah. Or anymore, I'm not.
Like, you know what I mean? It's mental. You're not fucking sticking things in my brain. Thank you very much, you weird nutty South African.
I'm sort of hoping that I'm dead when all this comes about. So
they're nowhere fucking near, obviously, getting to what, you know. I mean, this, has he even built his tunnel yet? The hyperlink, is that even like, that's not even a thing yet, is it? So like, you know, I can't see that, like, human test. I can't see that they're at a level like where the FCC or fucking anyone is going to be like, or the FDA, like anyone goes, yeah, you can start doing human trials.
No, surely not.
No, oh my god, actually, shit, I've actually just read it. They have. Oh shit. Neuralink 1, US Food and Drug Administration FDA approval for human clinical trials in May. Oh shit, how much money do you reckon he paid him?
Mate, don't you think he's kind of becoming his own Bond villain?
Mate, the guy's a fucking, like, you know, yeah, because he truly believes in the
island somewhere where he'll be launching fucking robot men at people, telling you Bond's gonna have to fucking sort this out.
He believes that we're in the Matrix, doesn't he? Like, he believes in the singularity, he believes in the Matrix theory, like, that we are in a simulation.
So what's his plan then? To break out of the simulation?
Don't fucking know. Maybe he thinks he can create Neo.
Maybe.
Maybe he thinks he can Neuralink, you know, and create Neo, and, like, you know, maybe Barcode 756 is actually the one. Maybe him and Grimes are like the parents of the one. It's like, wow.
No, I'm that bald geezer going, you know, where I learned in my time outside the Matrix. Ignorance.
Steak tastes fucking good. So put me back in.
Exactly.
Cypher,
yeah. Fucking no chance, mate. Fucking, just because you haven't had enough Elon Musk news, we've got some more. Because he's going to do something that's probably going to take me and TJ off Twitter. Because I won't be paying for it, TJ. I don't know about you, mate. If you want to stump up the bill,
what for the 12 posts I make a year? Yes. Sign me up, Elon.
Elon Musk indicates that X, formerly known as Twitter, because it is Twitter,
shittest fucking name ever.
That's ridiculous. Is considering charging all users for accessing the platform. The ex-owner said erecting a paywall around businesses would ward off the bots and automated accounts that have become a bugbear for Musk.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot, because like Facebook and Instagram, they're charging to fend off bots, aren't they? Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
No, mate.
No, what it is you spunked a fuck ton of money up the wall on something that wasn't profitable.
Yeah.
And your genius level IQ like kicked you in the fucking ass because you were a smug, arrogant twat who thought you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. Then when you realised, oh fuck, it's a black hole for money, you're like shit. Twitter Blue, £8 a month or $8 a month, whatever it is. Cool. With Gree Grapes, it's still not actually enough money. Bots. We're gonna charge you all like £3 a month.
Yeah, fucking, it's £11.
Oh, is that what he wants to fucking charge? £11.
£11 for the blue check.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. I was gonna say, fucking hell.
So, I mean, if he's going to charge that, I don't care if it's fucking £1.50. I'm not paying to use social fucking media. I know what a bot is. I know that a big buxom bird doesn't want to get to know me because she lives in Dudley up the road. Right? I know that.
Do you know what?
I know that.
Actually, right. Being a streamer, and you'll get this, Jay, I might actually pay a couple of pounds to just stop getting all my followers being fucking visual artists that want to fucking get me to, like, I'm sick and tired of all these. Hi, I do fucking emotes and this and this. Would you be interested? No, I'm fucking not. Bugger off.
If you spent 2 minutes and you was a real person, you'd go on my thing and go, oh no, he's got emotes.
Yeah.
What would your emotes bring that I can't manage myself on?
Have you not seen how glorious my fucking emotes are? What do I need you for?
Exactly. Fuck off. Jog on. Not paying you £200 for you to do a banner around my fucking channel. Fuck off. Yeah, nonsense. So yeah, Elon, mate, just fuck off out of the Matrix if you want. Jesus Christ, leave your lunacy fucking at the door, and your children's names as well. Just call them Eric and Tanya or something. I don't know. Just normal, mate. Normal. Fucking X this.
Right. So there you go. You got a line here. Musk has raised the prospect of the paywall as the platform battles an entrenched decline in advertising, its main source of income. Musk has said that advertisers' boycott spurred by concerns over his leadership of the platform and its management of inappropriate or hateful content has caused an ad revenue decline of 60%. Right. Now, I had a conversation on my stream about this the other day, right?
Okay.
I like it or lump it. I actually think Twitter, it's worse but better having so I know that's a double negative and that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to make it make sense. Okay. So social media should not be true open platform social media, right? Right wing, left wing, both should have a say and an equal say.
Yes, I agree.
Twitter wasn't that. Twitter was censoring people. If your agenda didn't match theirs, then you'd get shut down. You'd get shadow banned. That's not. That then makes it technically a one-sided agenda platform.
Propaganda.
Yeah, a propaganda platform. So at least with Musk, it is okay. If you fucktards on the right want to say shit and you on the left want to say shit, go at it. Do your fucking worst. It's become a cesspool of shit because obviously you've given everyone a voice, but it's the only real way. It's the only fair way. That's right. Yeah, it's the only fair way to do it. Otherwise, Twitter is just what these people over here decide you can and can't say.
Yes.
And so I get it. I understand why the ad revenues dropped and everything, but I do kind of feel that if you're going to have social media, you should be a completely open. Obviously, I'm not talking about fucking hate speech and stuff. There's no place for that. You need to kibosh on that. But if people want to speak about certain issues, they should be allowed to.
Yes. It's an open platform. It should be kept as that, which is an open platform for discussion, which actually brings us to our main story and subject today. Obviously, there's been a lot of news going around about certain celebrities, shall we say, in social media and where all the news comes from these days. Now, so me and TJ thought we'd take it on ourselves, talk about social media's trials and persecution. Because obviously social media in many ways is good, bad. Because obviously you've got the good where I can interact with people that I knew in the past, that you fall out of contact with, you move away, and you can reestablish a connection and things. But also it almost becomes a hate box for people to stand on and then people to rally under the banner of. And obviously, with what's coming to light about certain celebrities this week, celebrity, I should say, everyone's got a view, haven't they? Everyone's got this weird, because it used to be, I suppose I'd best clear this up first. It used to be you're innocent until proven guilty. Now it feels more that you're guilty until proven innocent. And even then, by that point, social media has damned you so much that there's almost no coming back from it. You know what I mean? So, obviously, just going to briefly touch on it. Russell Brand has had some accusations thrown at him. Now, obviously, because he's had accusations like Philip Schofield, like other people in the media, everyone's already made their decision. They're going to tar and feather him or rally to his side. And there's not even been a police investigation. So that becomes a weird grey area for me.
I have views on this. I have watched the documentary, which is what sparked all this off. And this is a really difficult one because there is a high likelihood that there is no way for him to be found innocent or guilty because enough time has passed that it's highly unlikely that this case will ever go in front of a judge because it becomes evidence becomes near on non-existent and like it becomes a he said she said and
or he said in other cases.
Well, yeah. I'm just using this as the example of it. But yeah, that doesn't obviously, like you say, in an ideal world, this stuff wouldn't have come out to the media. He would have been like, if this had happened, it would have been dealt with back then. It would have, but it's not an ideal world. For whatever reason, people are too scared, embarrassed, whatever. They don't go to the police, or whatever. That's not what we're talking about here. The problem is the fact that this story has come out X amount of years later.
Yeah. And
because we can't discern the facts, because it is a he said, she said, they have a story. So this side has a story and this side has a story.
Yeah.
One of the stories is correct and one of the stories is maybe fabricated a little. But we are like, and it's splashed all in front of us and it's like, oh, well, I'm picking a side.
Yeah, that's it.
And when social media is so prevalent and there's X amount of billion people on fucking Twitter, X, whatever, Facebook and all this, and everyone's got an opinion and everyone's allowed to have an opinion. It's trial by social media, and it's you know, let's just say that party A, who's being accused, didn't actually do what they're being accused of.
Yep.
That's it. Like, life is done.
It should go away. It should.
Life is done. Like career, family, like marriage, like everything. Like down the shitter, right? On the other hand, obviously, if he has done if Party A has been accused, like what they have been accused of, then okay, he's lost all these things, but it's also like I kind of it's a difficult one because I kind of feel like where do we go from here now with it?
Because it doesn't matter who Party A is or Party B is.
No.
This is how it always is now. And as the point that we're trying to make here, because we're trying to steer a little bit away from it and look at the
we don't want to discuss the Russell Brand stuff because the Russell Brand stuff is, if it's true, it's absolutely fucking abhorrent. If it's if it's not true, then that's just as fucking bad on the other side. But because there is there's no definitive, we can't, we don't want to touch on that because it's like I say, it's a powder keg, you know, and that, you know, so it's an example, but we're moving through onto just the fact of like it's if anything comes out about you now on social media, everyone has everyone can have an opinion, but everyone can now voice that opinion, and depending on what side wins in the shouting contest, your life is over.
That's it. It'd be just as easy for a no mark like myself, TJ, to have something come out that wasn't true, that was just spiteful, but if it got enough weight behind it, then it could affect our lives, and that's my worry.
Well, look at it this way. We're streamers. We sit in front of a camera for 4 hours at a time, whatever, X amount of times a week, talking all number of shit. How easy would it be to clip us up saying something, you know, and then posting that all over? And the thing is, as well, this is the biggest problem I have. Say that happens, get clipped up, you said something, whatever. It's completely out of context. Completely out of context. That little clip that lasts 10 seconds, 15 seconds, finds its way onto Twitter, Facebook, wherever, all right? Oh my God, this person, I'm not saying myself because I'm not that high profile, but I'm just using a streamer as an example. Let's say, a big streamer, Dr. Disrespect says something, like, it's that 20-second clip taken out of context, but no one then goes and researches the hour leading up to it. Like, we did a thing a couple of weeks ago, right? It was episode 2, we called it Trolling PlayStation's Pronouns, right? Yeah. We turned round and we reviewed a certain person going mental on YouTube about pronouns. Now, it would have been really easy for us to just go, look at these 2 clips that we've seen on X of him going, pronouns! What is it? Fucking current day, boring, twat waffles. It would have been really easy just to take that and run with it and create a narrative.
Yeah.
But no, we did our due diligence. I went and Jay went and we sat and we watched the guy's content to get a feel for the guy, to see where the guy's values were, like, and if this clip that we've seen was a true representation. Because we come on here, we're just a small podcast, but we come on here and we slander the shit out of someone that's completely out of context and like, and makes, like, we make him look fucking terrible, and like, we're no worse than any other fucker on that's doing it. We're part of the problem, exactly. Not enough due diligence is done. People just, everything's moving 100 mile an hour, quick. Next bit of information. Just like you get this bit of information, you're like, oh, snap judgment. What a wanker. Boom, going to post something on X. Prick. Move on. Next one.
How many times do you see, even from prevalent people, just to name a couple of names, like GameSpot, IGN, Gaming Bible, where they put up a clickbaity type title, and if you read the comments, right, people have made their judgment in the comments. They've not even read the article, and I know
100%,
because I read the article and then I read the comments, and I see them snap judging, and then you see like people like myself going, "Did you read the article? Because if you read the article, you know it's not what you were just pointing at." Like, so don't make a snap judgment based on a clickbait title. Read the article. Do the work, right? Do the work. Because it's easy to make a snap judgment and decide that what you say is right because you know everything and that's the end. Think about it this way. It's affecting life, right? So there's good points about social media, which, are fun, but there's also a lot of bad and a lot of ugly about how people will just make a snap judgment based on a 2-second headline or like TJ said, 10-second clip that could have been just altered in the world that we live in, going back to Elon Musk with AI, right? AI. Did you hear about this, TJ? Just talking about this a little bit. Right, what's his name? He's really famous, really clever, did QI.
Stephen Fry.
Stephen Fry narrates all the Harry Potter books for audio. Right? Yeah. Then he went on a stage, I think it was, and they were trying to celebrate something. He goes, "I never said this. I never wrote this. I never worded this out. That AI has done this." And I think it was for a documentary or something. And hasn't podcaster, you love him,
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's had the same thing where some people have taken an AI of all the clips of his voice and got him to promote a product for a small band or something.
There is a couple. He actually, from what I don't listen to him as prevalently as what I used to. But he was actually laughing and joking about one not that long ago. He doesn't like I think as long as it doesn't cause him like major issue, he kind of just goes, oh, okay, whatever, you know, it's just, you know. But yeah, he's had a couple. He's also had
endorsed something.
Yeah, he's had there's some weird ones on TikTok with him as well. But once again, the social media thing and like what we were talking about one side being able to tell a narrative. Obviously, he went on social media, like posted a video. I've got COVID. Rightly or wrongly, well, you know, like I'm taking this drug, FDA approved drugs, and then CNN or whatever come out. He's fucking taking horse tranquilizers or whatever. He's taking horse medication or whatever, which it has been used in horses. But if you actually look, there's a lot of medications that cross between like animal and human, and it is actually a human drug that he was taking. But like social media,
paracetamol at the moment, told by a vet.
Yeah.
So.
Social media obviously fucking went mental with it. There was another one with him where he had made a comment years ago. This is the one I love with social media. It's trial by social media, out of context, 20 years old content. So like we'll go with and I think comedians you have like comedians, they shouldn't get a total pass, but comedians, if it's comedy and it's part of their set, it's like it's like okay, you've kind of like we relaxed the laws a little bit, we relaxed the rules a little bit, right? Like I say, you know, what was his name about the Oscars? I'll go back to the Joe Rogan thing, but my point here, who was doing the Oscars? Kevin Hart banned from the Oscars because he made a joke about if his son was gay. Okay, it might not have been your cup of tea, but so whatever. Like
it's an old joke.
Yeah, well, Joe Rogan. He found a clip of him saying the N-word, dropping the N-bomb on his podcast about 10 years ago. Oh my fucking God, he's a racist. He dropped an N-bomb. He's a racist. Like, all over fucking social media. Like, witch hunt, let's get fucking Joe Rogan. Yeah. And you're just like, what, like, okay, how many hundreds, thousands of hours has that guy sat in front of a microphone?
Mm-hmm.
If you can find that he said that once or twice, even 3 or 4 times, over 10 years in thousands, like...
Does that constitute?
Let's go back and check the content of those 4 times he said it. Oh, okay, it was within something else. I believe one of them, he was talking about language used in songs and about how if you sing a rap song, can you say the N-word if you're singing? And he actually spoke out a lyric and dropped the N-bomb that was in the fucking lyric. So are we supposed to self-censor ourselves when we're singing a song? We're like, you know, we're like da-da-da-da-da, beep, da-da-da-da-da ourselves? Like, are we not allowed? Like, because it's
who honestly does that? I mean, how many times? I mean, you get caught up in the moment. If you're enjoying that song, you get caught up in the moment. You know the lyrics. You're just going to sing them. You don't think that someone's recording you, that they're going to throw it back in your face in 20 minutes. And again, folks, if you are recording this and thinking that you're going to get some kind of revelation out of me, you're not. I won't lie. When I'm singing a rap song every now and then, which is not very often, by the way, that line comes up, and if I'm in the comfort of my own home, then yes, I probably will say that.
It's not like you're going out, like, you know, going up to people of different ethnic origins or people of colour and being derogatory to them. Like, it's not like there's no closeted racism because you may like. It's a terrible word. I completely understand that it's a horrible word. It's a terrible word and stuff. But in the context that he was getting vilified for it, it's like do you know what this is going to go like? There are certain people as well, and I'm not harping back on the Russell Brand things. I know he's using this trope at the moment, but it's if you go against the mainstream, you're a target.
Yeah.
There is kind of like, in some regards, there is truth behind that. If you are a disruptor,
because they don't want you to look behind the curtain.
No,
as they would say.
And you could say Joe Rogan is a disruptor, but not to the kind of level. Like, he's not outwardly going out here like fucking like going and standing on the steps and marching and doing, you know, for all this. He's just like he's talking about his own life shit most of the time and the stuff that affects him directly in his podcast.
It's all he can really relate to.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I just find, like I say, some people are complete and utter arsehat wankers who deserve to be dragged over everything for what they say and do. You know, we sit here, right? We sat here right at the start of the podcast and last week's podcast, and we vilified Will Smith.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, you know, went at him. You know, called him cuck, prick, cunt, whatever. Called him everything. Yeah, and his wife too. But
mainly his wife.
Yeah, mainly his wife. But due to his accent, like,
yes.
But like,
he did do those things, though.
We saw that he did these things, and we have the context of what of the whole like everything that happened. It's not like we just saw a clip of him slapping Chris Rock. It's like, make your decisions on what happened and make up your own narrative. We know everything that fucking happened in that narrative, so we can pass judgment on it because we know the whole fucking story.
Exactly. Now, unless it came out that Chris Rock was poking at him, poking the bear, if you want, before the Oscars went live, like, which I suppose you'd never know, but I can't ever.
Well, no, well, it's already come out, hasn't it? Like, what's the name? It was an in the moment thing and whatnot and everything. And I know. Okay, so I know there are some things that like Will and Chris may have had like some kind of falling out, not a massive falling out, but a little bit of a falling out. You know, but that isn't what led in to what, you know.
Because again, as me and TJ pointed out last week, when Chris Rock says that joke, Will Smith laughs.
Yeah.
And it's in a video. So you want to come at me, that's fine, but go watch the video. He laughs. He sees his wife roll her eyes, and he reacts. Is exactly what happens. And I think, didn't he come out and apologise in that manner? Or
yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith come out and apologised. Chris Rock said nothing about it until he did his special. But but like talking about like social media, this is a great case study for it because you had two lines of thought. You had, you know, the people like on the left were like, fucking yeah, unbelievable. Will, you're a prick. Why would you, like, that's assault. You're fucking terrible. You know, people on the right going, oh my God, yeah, Will's sticking up for his wife. Yeah, power to him. Like, you know, I'd do that for my wife if someone made a bull joke about my wife. It's like, okay, whatever you think, like, the people had, but at least they had the fucking whole context to go by. Yes. They didn't have snippets and bits and pieces.
I'm not saying you can't have sides, folks. We're not saying you can't have sides.
No, but you can't vilify someone to the point of, like, ending their career, which is what half of the time they do. You know, they go for someone. It like cancel culture. Cancel culture isn't exactly real. Like, cancel culture's like it's one of those like snap terms that like buzzwords that everyone's like, oh, let's cancel. How many people have actually been cancelled? How many people actually find their way back? So they're not truly cancelled. Unless you're Harvey Weinstein, you got fucking, you know.
Again, they had a trial about that though.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like social media is like, it's okay. We've dealt with subject A.
That's it.
Subject B, let's go attack. Do you know what I mean?
And it almost becomes a mob mentality where two people said this, they get two of their mates, they get two of their mates, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on, until it's a million strong arrow pointing at someone with no fact, but just an arrow pointing at someone, that it becomes that the national news or news outlets don't ignore anymore because it's a great story for them. And then they can jump on it. And then you've got 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. And it snowballs. And it snowballs without fact. Even if the reporter reports facts, as I said earlier, people will read the headline and do no more research. So they have already made, at that point of reading the big letters, they've already made their decision. They already know where they're pointing at. Because the newspaper has sort of encouraged it. Which sort of, whether you like it or not, Joe Brand,
Joe Brand. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan and Russell Brand. They both sort of insinuate.
Well, the Russell Brand one, like the reason I don't really want to talk so much about the Russell Brand one is like because I don't want to sit on either side of this. I don't know the facts. I know what I've seen on the documentary, and like if it's true what those women said, oh my God, my heart goes out to them.
Yes.
But also on the caveat of that, we did just recently, like a few months ago, have a case where a woman accused two blokes of raping her. They literally went to prison. Then it got found out that she actually fucking completely lied and made it up. And you fucked up two blokes' lives. I'm not saying that's what's happened here. I'm not saying Russell Brand did or didn't do it. I don't want to touch on that because the reason that like the Joe Rogan's a better thing, the Chris Rock's a better because okay, people might got triggered, people might have got hurt by words, but they haven't actually been potentially physically hurt. This is why I don't. Like I said to you, I don't want to touch too much on the Russell Brand stuff because this is.
I'm more along the lines of because, as I said, he poked the bear.
Yeah,
and so he says that it's major media outlets that are coming after me, which is why all this has come about. Joe Rogan, I don't know so much about. I assume he's poked the bear a few times because not that he's anti.
He's not anti, like he like obviously his most thing was like the anti-vax stuff and everything that came out, and I mean like I like Joe Rogan. Like I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing. I float and have my opinions on everything, you know, and I side with bits for this and bits for that. I don't really have an agenda one way or the other. They're fucking twats on every side, you know. But I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast more for like not so much the political stuff, like the comedy stuff. When he had his comedian friends on, they laugh and joke. Like, you know, I like a lot of the comedian friends. The UFC stuff, I'm like a massive UFC MMA fan. But also when he has like more like people like
the scientists,
like the scientists and stuff, like Dr. Rhonda Patrick and stuff, who this like before COVID. Like I tempered away from Joe Rogan more around COVID because a lot of stuff was about COVID, and COVID was just fucking. I stopped mainstream news. Just kind of, I obliterated myself from watching news because everything was so fucking depressing, and I stopped listening to as much as Joe Rogan because it was like we're still talking about this. I love his like when he does his UFO and conspiracy theory. That's what got me into Joe Rogan. Was I listened to him argue against a debunker about conspiracy theories. That's how I first ever heard. Like I knew he was a UFC commentator. I didn't really know about his podcast. Then I found a video clip of him on YouTube, and it was like went down this fucking rabbit hole. And then for the next 3 or 4 years was listening solidly to Joe Rogan. Like, but when COVID came out, it was just like, it's too much. All of this shit on every side. I just want to fucking, you know, like. You've got all these people over it. And once again, this is social media is a good thing, like to talk about in here because you've got all these people that are like, COVID is a fucking a hoax. It's this. It's fucking 5G. Let's burn 5G masks down. Yeah, clever. Fucking idiots. You know, and this side and like look at the shit that drew up with that, and it's like social media is a great thing. It's a great tool because it as a connective tool, it's fantastic. It brings people together. You know, look at how many relationships because of social media have started. Not just dating apps, but just social media in general. Like, you know,
people finding friendships.
The connectivity, like in a way, like it's an extension of my stream and my community where within myself and like yourself and other streamers and stuff. It helps build your community like of like-minded people. But yeah, there's a seedy underbelly of nastiness. It's almost like it's a place where you can be the worst part of yourself and have no repercussions for the things you say and you do to other human beings, things that you would never dream of saying face to face. You wouldn't either have the guts to say it face to face because you'd get smacked, or just you're not actually like you portray yourself to be this like wholesome person, and this is your like, but the true ugliness of yourself comes out because you're an egg, you're anonymous, you can hide behind the keyboard. And that's the problem with social media, that you can put that part of yourself forward.
See, I echo a comedian called Eddie Pence in this instance, which is because social media is a great tool. I just don't think humans are grown up enough to use it correctly yet. And I sort of echo that.
Well, we are still in our infancy of the internet, aren't we? When the internet was like in the 90s, right?
Yes,
So we're like 30 years in. I'm 39 years old. I barely know how to wipe my own arse. Like, let alone fucking like the fundamentals of life. And now I've put this thing put in front of me called the internet, and I'm supposed to navigate it. Oh my god, I've got to fucking navigate an 11-year-old through it. My daughter, you know, like it's mental. And I'm going through this like this kind of thing at the moment, like social media, and to an extent with my child, like I don't want to go too much into personal shit on here, but I will just say like there is some. It seems like the cesspool is getting worse, and it's definitely like I don't know where the end. Like the end isn't in sight; it's just the beginning. I think that it's going to get a fuck lot worse before it gets better, just because of what I've seen of how the next generation are using social media, speaking to each other, and like creating factions to go after these people, like we say, and not just like celebrities, but just people in general. Like, if you have a viewpoint, like on a video game, you get ripped to shreds. If
you like something, you dared to have a different opinion.
Something so fucking stupid. I play Dead by Daylight, camping a hook. Oh my god! Like, if you're pro camping a hook and you let that be known on DVD Twitter, you're lynched.
Yeah,
it's just fucking ridiculous. I just wanted to quickly though, before we thingy, something you brought up, and I was trying to look for it on my phone. I've just found it, about you saying about clickbait titles. You sent me one recently, and I sent you a message saying, right, listen to this for a fucking clickbait title: Buffy the Vampire Slayer new series announced with original cast returning. That is the title. That is the headline. For those of you who are too young to remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's Sarah Michelle Gellar, like massive. Like, go and watch it. It was cool. Sunnyvale, you know, Enter the Hellmouth, fucking brilliant, right? The Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's come back. You read that title, you instantly think, "Oh my god, they're bringing Sarah Michelle Gellar's coming back." You know, maybe Carissa Carpenter's coming back. Fucking
Seth Green,
Willow, Alison Hannigan. That's it, Willow. Yeah, like they're all coming back. Like, you know, the guy who played Spike coming back, brilliant. No. It's an Audible series.
Yes.
With Spike coming back.
Yeah. So
like
not even
the title. See, the title's correct because. Yeah. There's a new series announced, and an original cast member is announced to come back, but it's so outside the fucking lines. It's unreal. It's like, it's so ridiculous. And that's the shit you've got, because you read that, and people will be like, fucking great. Did you see? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Not me right. People will be on fucking thingy going to their mates. Did you see? Buffy's coming back. Fucking great. Wicked. Well, our people our age, not people your age, because you don't, you know, you ain't going to even know what Buffy is. I mean, that's due a remake, actually. Just saying about that. And that's the thing. It's like, that's the kind of headline that you read that and you're like, X did this, or J did this, or P did that, and you're just like, oh, fucking hell, yeah, they must have. 100%. What a wanker. Straight in there. I can write my 160 characters, 240 characters, however many characters it is now, with my disdain and hate for this person that you don't even fucking know.
That's it. Because you don't have to go further than that headline. You just read that headline, you've made a decision, and now you're all excited. But if you'd have spent just 2 more seconds, clicking it and going, oh no, it's bullshit. It's actually bullshit, unless of course you're a massive Spike fan, and then love it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so it's that ultimately, just winding down on this, that is ultimately what the problem is with social media. And as I say, I think our generation, not just our generation, all generations, humans themselves, are a little too immature to use this incredible tool that is the internet. Because we've got too much of this to say, and not enough this to you. And I'm including myself in that.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and defend myself and say I am like the most virtuous person. I've definitely fucking like I'm not a Twitter troll by any route, but I have definitely said some disparaging marks about one or two people, like not in that context, but in like if someone's got an opinion that I don't agree with, I will voice the fact that I but like I say, I'm not looking to fucking lynch someone for their opinion. I will have a disagreement or an argument with someone over their opinion, but my views are my views alone, and I don't expect anyone else to rally behind my views. Like,
your views.
Yeah. Whereas, like you say,
people, don't be sheeple.
Yeah, a lot of sheep.
Yeah, don't be sheep.
Do you know the most annoying thing though?
What's that, mate?
Is that when you actually boil down to it, half of the people that jump on the bandwagon don't even believe what they're jumping on the bandwagon for. They just want to be part of something. Yeah.
Just want to be part of the mob.
Wow.
They want to grab the pitchforks and the torches and run at whatever monster that someone pointed at. I mean, go read, or watch Mary Shelley's
Frankenstein. Yeah. Yes.
So
oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, oldie but a goodie, guys. Do watch the one with Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro's the monster. Yeah.
The monster. Really good.
Because Frankenstein is the name of the doctor, not the fucking monster. People, educate yourself.
Monster.
Yeah.
Frankenstein is the doctor. So do read the book.
You're going dressed as Frankenstein for Halloween? What, you mean a well-dressed doctor? Probably not, mate. Nah.
Got on a monster. Halloween's coming up soon, kids. Halloween's coming.
Oh yes. Wish we did Halloween like America.
Yes.
It's the one holiday I would get behind if we got behind it like the Americans do, because I love that shit.
Such good cult.
Yeah.
I normally, just interjecting about myself, I normally go to Florida around this point at the time, and they do Halloween Horror Nights over in Orlando, which is where I normally go. And the costume,
they go all out. It's fucking awesome. Like the streets and everything.
It's just such a good time. Such a good time. Right, I think that brings us round to the game, or the Unprepared, Unfiltered Idiots game, as we like to call it, because we've not found a better
name. That game. Put your suggestions in the comments below for the game.
Yeah, please give us a better title, because we're struggling. Struggling.
Mm.
We work all week, and then we stream, and then there's only X amount of hours left for sleep, and TJ will tell you about his 3 hours a night he has, or whatever he has, because he watches a lot of UFC.
Mate, it wasn't. Well, no, because I'm going to be watching it on playback because it started at midnight, and we also started the pod at midnight. So
I have been watching One Piece.
But I've got Bellator to watch as well tonight. So
good time.
I've got two lots of MMA to watch.
I should be watching a lot of One Piece, the anime. So that'll be what I'm doing for the rest of the night. Thinking about playing a bit more Cyberpunk. Probably how I'm going to see out the rest of my night. Anyway, so TJ has prepared a game for me.
I got the quiz this week, bitches. So Jay decided to attack me last week with my Nicolas Cage knowledge, which I aced it pretty much. I think the only one that was questionable was the what was the character name in Willy's Wonderland.
It was a bit of a trick question.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm claiming 5 out of 5. So I decided I'm going to go after something Jay loves, which is video games.
He says.
Well, it's because he drove a fucking car that broke that. Shut up. Fuck off. I thought I'd go after games. I'd see about the knowledge of the games that you play and profess to have loved. So these may either be really, really easy or you la doofus.
I hope you're not going to go, what was the director's name on the first Final Fantasy?
No, there is a Final Fantasy question in there. Mate, I had to troll through stuff to try and figure out, because some of the I haven't played all of these games. I've played some, but not all. So, and like I say, they might be really, really easy, and you might walk through them. But I'm hoping there's some stumbling blocks here.
We'll see.
Okay, so question 1, nice and simple, nice and easy to. Okay, it's like it's piece of piss. In the Resident Evil series, what does STARS stand for?
Special, tactical, and reconnaissance specialists.
Is that what you want to go with?
No, it's rescue. Hold on. Special. I'm trying to think what the fuck, because I know tactical, and rescue. Is it specialist? Oh man, did used to know this. It's on the badge. I'm sure it's special tactics and rescue. What's the last one? I'm just gonna go with squad.
Service.
Fuck.
Special tactics and rescue service. When you were like tactical reconnaissance, I was like,
no,
I
was
ain't got fucking clue.
No. I was trying to think it through, and I was like, no, Jay, you've gone too military with it.
Okay, this is like a kind of a two answers.
Right.
Where and when is BioShock set? So where is it? Yeah, the first one. Where is it? And what's
set
year?
under the ocean in a city that was man-made called Rapture.
Yep, there you go, Rapture. Yep.
I think it's in. I think it's the 1950s, or is that when it was originally made, and then it's like 1960s when he's down? Right, I'm going to go with. I know it's Rapture, but I'll go. Do you need exact year or just the?
No. You can give me the decade. There is an exact year, but
yeah, I wouldn't be able to remember the exact year. I'm pretty sure it's. Yeah, I think it's 1960s.
1960s, built in 50s.
Yeah.
1960. It's actually 1960 was the answer I got.
Oh, was it
1960? Okay.
Because I know that like it's built before it's gone to to dereliction, and then he goes down to go and do whatever he's going to go do there. Would you kindly?
Question 3. In the Uncharted series, what is the full name of Nathan Drake's partner in crime, Sully?
Sully Sullenberger.
Sorry, say that again.
Sully. Is it Sully Sullenberger or something like that?
Not even fucking close. What?
I know it's Sully.
Who?
Sully.
His nickname is Sully.
Yeah, I know he's Sully.
What's his full name?
I think he's thinking his last name is like Sullenberger or something like that, but I can't remember. Can't remember a first.
Mate, Sullenberger, Sully Sullenberger. It's Victor Sullivan.
Ah, Victor.
Sully Sullenberger. Who the fuck is Sully Sullenberger? Fucking hell. Sound like the geezer who sells meat stand at the corner shop.
Ah, Sully Sullenberger's sandwiches.
Now, I may get this geezer's name wrong.
Right.
What is Setharoth's sword called?
Masamune.
Okay, did I say his name right, though?
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. Oh, that was close enough. Yeah. Masamune. Masamune, yeah? Okay, well done. Okay, pulled it back with that one. If you hadn't have got that one, I was going to go in.
No way I was going to Final Fantasy 7 question.
Going to go in hard on you, okay. Right, now, we're moving into Dead Space. Last question, question 5.
All right.
In Dead Space, when you find the plasma cutter, there is something written in blood above it. What does it say?
Fairly confident it's either cut off their limbs or shoot off their limbs.
Cut off their limbs.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
They were hard, really, because you're asking me to remember like fucking a message on a wall. I should have known Victor.
Well, you recently played the remake, so I was like, that should be fresh in your mind.
It's very clear in the original game anyway, because that's how you learn that you can't just blast at their heads.
Yeah.
You've got to take limbs off, otherwise they're just going to regenerate. So yeah, good quiz. Enjoyed that.
Well, I picked games. I thought I'd pick games that you. What did you? No.
I got stars wrong because I
thought well, it's close enough. I'd say you got 4 because Sully Sullenberger can't even give you anywhere near. I didn't give you like fucking point one of a point for Sully fucking Sullenberger.
I could not remember.
You answered that. Do you know right? You're gonna listen to this back and go like, you answered that with such authority, like Sully Sullenberger. Who the fuck is that? Like, it's definitely not him, dude.
Right, thank you for the quiz. I hope you enjoyed it, kids. I did say to Laura. I don't know, you didn't respond on the production meeting, but do you want to start putting our listener letter questions out on Twitter? See if we get a.
Oh yeah, can do. Yeah, can do.
So, see Mike Rack wrote in this week. You wanted to talk to me about his name.
Yeah.
We'll do it after this. Came up with an important question for discussion. If you could come up with any themed bar, such as, just to give an example, the bar from Roger Rabbit. So you'd have Daffy versus Donald Duck as holograms playing a battling pianos. Which, if you've ever been to a battling piano club, it's very, very fun. The Ink and Paint Club. What bar would you come up with?
You go first.
Okay. I would love to see a bar themed around sort of a holodeck. So if you imagine, because like plasma screens and TV screens are so prevalent now, if you could put screens all across the floor, all around the walls, all around the bar, and then you could just, at the click of a button, turn yourself into a forest, into a 1950s theme, into a 1960s theme. I just thought that would be fucking so cool. I mean, the drinks would have to be standard space drinks, but I just thought it'd be fucking awesome if just like the whole dance floor or whatever you're standing on would just change at a moment's notice. I thought that'd be fucking awesome. Awesome to see, awesome to do, and doable.
Okay, and what are you calling this place?
I'd call it Hollow Bar. I
Sully
suppose.
Sullenberger's.
Sully Sullenberger's Hollow Bar. Star Bar. No, that's got to.
That's a fucking chocolate bar, you idiot.
That's a nice chocolate bar. I'll have you.
It's a nice peanut chocolate bar.
Yummy. I love them nuts. Do love them nuts. Go on then, mate. My Hollow Bar.
Mike. You know. Okay, so I need to take it all the way back to when the start of the pod. There was a certain day, and it was obviously the day that Mike wrote this question. The day to ask stupid questions. There are no stupid questions except for Mike's question because it's stupid. Mike, seriously, get a fucking better question.
We got this sound for him, mate.
You're so dumb.
Mate,
you are really dumb. For real.
I get the question. I understand the question.
Yeah.
And I just instantly read it and was like, I ain't wasting brain power on it, dude. I ain't wasting brain power on it. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm
DVD bar.
Like Hooters, wicked, great, love it. Like, you know.
I thought you'd do a nice Dead by Daylight bar, mate.
No, because I don't love it enough. It's a computer game. Like I don't. Do you know what I mean? I care more about the people than the aesthetics that I'm with. Like I don't care. So my ideal bar is a bar that doesn't play loud music, where I can sit down with friends and chat. I don't need to be distracted. Exactly, Weatherspoons is ideal. I don't need to be distracted by the shit on the walls or the floor or the thingy. If they are playing music, like 80s, 90s music, wicked, rather than some of the new shit, cool. Other than that, just good company. I just want a bar with good company. I want Cheers. That's what I want. Cheers. A bar with good friends, good company.
Did you know?
And that's it.
Did you know, just talking about, because you've said Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers was what they'd class in America as a dive bar. Do you know why it's called a dive bar?
Because it's underground. It's basement.
Because they used to be, they put bars in where the coal store was, which is always underground your house, and that's why you go down the stairs to them. And that's why it's called a dive.
Yeah.
Which I only found out this week, and I thought that was very...
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Very cool. Like a little bit of a...
Like a bit of trivia. Learn something new every day, don't you, dude?
You do, mate, you do. Right, I think that brings us to the end of the day, the end of the night, end of the evening, end of the pod, end of the world.
End of the week, thank God, because it's been a shit week.
It has been a fucking... It's been a bit of a doozy, kid.
It's just yeah.
So, thanks, TJ, for sitting in, talking to me about a couple of important things, a couple of mocking points on old Elon Musk, billionaire bumnut, and...
Just because you got loads of money does not make you smart or intelligent.
Telling you he's going to be a Bond villain. Telling you. He's going to be a Bond.
Sitting there, stroking a pussy.
That's it. That's it. Right, I'm going to take myself off to go and extend my arms and watch some more One Piece. Giggity. Nammy.
I'm not even touched. I'm not even going anywhere near that. I'm gonna go and watch two half-naked men fight each other.
Probably won't touch that either.
Yep.
So.
Or maybe half-naked women. There's some women fighting on this card as well. It's all good. It's all good.
They always look like they're a bulldog chewing a wasp, though, don't they? After the fight, you just see some of it all just fucked up. I'm like,
well, yeah. They're like, if it's a good fight, then normally both of them are a bit worse for wear. Yeah.
Right, on that fairly bombshell, that is the end. You can catch me over on Twitch when I can be asked to think, and you can catch TJ over on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although you didn't do Friday this week.
I was playing poker. Yeah, I was playing poker. Yeah.
Did you win?
I didn't win. That's why I didn't put it in the. That's why I didn't mention it when you said what have I done this week. I didn't win, so.
Just went all in on that first time.
But I was with friends. It was a friendly poker game. I was with friends, and I enjoyed myself. So that's what counts.
What does a moo cow and a cat and I've got the wrong cards here.
Snap! Oh shit! Fuck! Playing the wrong game.
Right, kids. So with that, see you later.
See you later. Bye bye.
See you later.